Hello, everybody. We are back with M-Ranked, episode 135. And today, yes, it's just filled with shits and giggles. There's nothing going on today. But since there's nothing going on, I decided to bring a person on that, no one really cares for. But fuck it, he's here anyways. We got Captain Pirate Bitch.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I just got off of a long work shift, delivering sandwiches out in the rain. So
Sandwiches, I like that.
Yeah, I delivered boxes of shit to people, and then I delivered sandwiches. And now I'm here.
What kind of sandwiches?
Jimmy John's. So people who ordered the Vito a lot. People like the Turkey Tom. People like the Pepe.
Pepe.
I couldn't tell you how to make most of them. I just drive the sandwiches around the University of North Dakota campus.
I like that. So it's October, man.
Yeah, it's October.
Halloween month. Have you watched any horror movies?
Yeah, I watched a lot of horror movies in the span of 2 weeks for a match. So I've watched all the Friday the 13th, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and all the Halloweens at the end of September into October. And I've also watched Psycho in the last week, which I had never seen before. And I thought I knew everything, and then about 45 minutes in, I went, "Oh fuck, no, I don't." So I think I texted you right away after I finished. I was like, I apologize for any shit I gave you about Psycho being on your top 100 because it's now on my top 100 on one watch.
Oh, it's fucking amazing.
It's great.
I love it. And then Jamie Lee Curtis for the Halloween Kills premiere dressed up as her mom.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Badass. I saw that this morning.
That's cool. I can't wait to watch that tomorrow and be utterly just disappointed because it's never going to be as good as 2018's Halloween. It's probably going to be okay. I'll probably walk out and be like, yeah, 3 stars. Decent time. Rank it in the top 10 of horror.
Michael Myers stabbing the shit out of people. That's all
It's Halloween Kills. So it's the second one in a current set of Halloween movies, which means, by law, it has to take place in a hospital. Because every second Halloween movie has had something to do with a hospital.
And it technically, from the trailers, it looks like a part of it does take place in a fucking hospital.
Exactly. So, it has to. It's I think it's an unspoken rule by John Carpenter himself that every second film, whether it be the remake, the original, or the reboot, it has to be in a hospital. Like, even if you count Halloween H2O as, like, the soft reboot, the immediate next one opens in a hospital. So, like, all of the second ones are in a hospital. It's weird as shit.
God damn. So, since we watched all those, who's your favorite killer out of the 3?
Oh, okay. So, you ready to have your mind blown? When I sat down to watch the horror icons, I put them in order of how I thought the ones I would like the least to the ones I thought I'd like the most. It ended up being in the exact reverse order. So I started with Friday the 13th, thinking I would hate those. Those are my favorites. I think Jason, the Friday the 13th, are so stupid fun that I was like, oh, these are actually they're not good. By objective quality, they're the worst films in the entire horror icons category. But when they hit, they are fun. Like Friday the 13th Part 3 is a blast. The remake is actually pretty good. Jason X is a good ass time. I like Jason X a lot. Yeah. But Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason Goes to Hell, horrible. Slogs, terrible films to watch. But then the Nightmares I put in the middle because I figured objectively they're probably going to be some bad ones in there, but they've got some quality probably. They start and end well. I've seen the first and the last one. And they were all about as good as the last one until you get to Freddy's Dead, which is just shit. They're all basically as good as the last one. For the most part, I think Freddy's Revenge I gave 2.5, and everyone after that was 3, 3.5, 2.5, hovering in that range. And then Freddy's Dead's bad. Freddy vs. Jason rules, and then it gets into the remake, and the remake is trash. So I thought Freddy was fine. I think Freddy is the most consistent. And then Michael's the most disappointing thing I've ever watched in my life. Because I've seen the first one. The first one is by far the best film in the entire horror icons category. It's a great movie. And then I watched.
Campbell.
I know where is Campbell at? Because then I watched Halloween 2. I was like, this is good. We're maintaining solid quality. Halloween 3, not good, but it's different. I'll take it. 4, 5, and 6 are terrible. 4, 5, and 6. 4, 5, and 6.
4 and 5 are good. 6 is fucking terrible.
The Loomis Myers trilogy is the same movie 3 times over, and they're still as fucking stupid as the last one.
Yes,
but they are all bad.
Watch it from Loomis's eyes. He goes batshit fucking crazy in 4 and 5, where in 5 he just starts shaking the shit out of a traumatized child, going, "Where is he?"
Yes, which is I'll just. This is probably like not a very like sensitive thing to say, but I'm pretty sure Halloween 6 killed Donald Pleasance. Like, that movie is so bad that like I'm pretty sure it killed him. He died before he ever saw it, which is like the best thing to ever happen to him. He never had to watch the 6th Halloween movie. Like, it's terrible. And for some reason, Paul Rudd is there. Why? And then I was just so done with Michael after those 3. I was like, I want to be done. I'm sick of the Halloweens. These 3 are terrible. And then I watched Halloween H2O and went, oh shit, we got a good one. I liked Halloween H2O. It was a good ass time.
Yeah.
And then I watched Resurrection. And holy God, is that movie not good? But it is so stupid fun. I liked Resurrection in the sense that it wasn't the worst horror icon movie I had to watch. And then Rob Zombie was born. And the 2 Rob Zombies are despicably disgusting films. I hate those 2. Especially Halloween 2, which is like maybe one of the worst fandom films I've ever watched. Like, it's so bad. And then I was very, very happy to finally come back and rewatch 2018's Halloween. And it saves the whole watch because that movie's amazing. But to the very long roundabout way of answering your question, the Friday the 13th are my favorite, even though they are objectively the worst ones in the franchise of the 3. It's the most inconsistently bad. And then I'd go Freddy, who is the most consistently fine. He has the high point of New Nightmare, which is like awesome. That movie rules. And then Michael's my least favorite because honestly, Halloween is the most inconsistent of the franchises, and that's what annoyed me the most. It has the highest highs and also the lowest lows. When Halloween is good, it's better than everything else. But when it's bad, it's worse than everything else. So, like, that was a wild watch. Yeah, I watched all those fucking serial killers. Jason has my favorite kill in all of them, though.
Which kill?
Punches a motherfucker's head off.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so fucking great. Especially how fucking tired he is.
Where's his ass out? Take your best shot. Boom!
Fucking gone.
That movie has some of the most ridiculous kills I've ever watched in a horror movie, but it's such a terrible film. But if you just watch a kill compilation, it's better. It's the better version of the movie.
Have you seen the kill count?
Yeah.
Manhattan for that?
Yeah.
It's just hilarious how he describes it fucking perfectly.
Oh, he does. It's so good.
We call Manhattan, but we're not fucking there.
We're not fucking in Manhattan. I hope you like Jason Takes Manhattan because it's not fucking that. It's Jason on a boat.
It's so fucking great.
I'm pretty sure I've told Tuig and Tim my opinions like right after I like told them that I watched them all, and they were just like, "You're an idiot." Like, how do you like Friday the 13th the most? I think the one that I legitimately enjoyed, like the first time watch I had of all of them, the one that I probably liked the most, not like it's the best one, was the remake of Friday the 13th. Like, that was the one I probably enjoyed watching the most.
So much fucking fun.
The movie's dope. Yeah. It's so fun. And you know what's stupid is that's technically a Transformers movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I'm just saying, at Tim and Tuig, whenever you decide to finally bring Transformers into fandom, technically Friday the 13th, 2009 is part of that franchise. Yeah. So you have another Big Hero 6 on your hands where you have a category that's eligible for 2 categories at once. Just letting you know.
Now, while you're on your rant on that, I decided to look something up because,
okay,
fuck it. President's time.
Oh, shit, President's time. Last time I was on Shooting the Shit, I accidentally revealed that I like presidents. Yeah. Then that's the trivia that I know best.
So I looked up a certain president, so I'm going to ask you a couple things.
Okay.
Alexander Hamilton.
Not a president, but go off.
Yeah. What is he?
His party? He was a Federalist.
He's a federal. Okay.
He's a federal.
And then what was he the first of?
He was the first Treasury Secretary.
Goddamn. Good job.
You're asking me about Hamilton because I love the musical. So it's like this is he's not the president. He was never the president, but like I absolutely I know.
I know Hamilton, the reason I said president, I want to pull the wool over here.
Yeah, he was the first Treasury Secretary. He's also the founder of the New York Post, the founder of the U.S. Coast Guard. Yeah, a lot of wild shit.
Okay, and what was his cause of death?
He got shot by Aaron fucking Burke. In a duel. Got shot right above the rib.
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
What was his rank in the military?
I'm trying to see. He got promoted to general, I think, during the Battle of Yorktown. So I would say he's a general.
That is correct. Good job. Okay. God damn. You crazy son of a bitch.
I'm just trying to. You ask me these questions, and I just jump to the musical and try to find the line that says it in the musical in my head.
Okay, now we get to it. Who was the president during Alexander Hamilton's time?
Time was George Washington.
That is correct.
First president.
And then when he was the senior officer of the United States Army, who was president?
When Hamilton was the senior officer of the Army? I'm going to guess it's John Adams.
That is fucking correct. Jesus Christ. So let's switch over to John Adams. Fuck it.
Sit down, John, you fat motherfucker.
Who was his vice president?
John Adams' vice president was Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct. And when was John Adams in office for?
He's in office for one term. So if I can remember correctly, his term would have ended in the election of 1800, which means he would have been done in 1801. So subtract 4 from that would be 17. I can't do math. Okay, so 1801 is when John Adams would have relinquished over to Jefferson. So 1800, 79, 17. So 1788, 1788. I say it's 1788 or 1798. I mean.
Jesus Christ.
Math's bad. 1798.
1 year off. It's 97.
97. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't do math. That's math.
Shit, though.
That's math. I can't do math. I can tell you how many terms each person served. I don't know if I can tell you the years necessarily without doing math. But I know it's the election of 1800.
What was he the first of?
The first of? Oh, he was the first vice president of the United States.
Good job.
He was John Adams' VP, or Washington's VP.
Yes. He was his own VP. Fuck.
Yeah, he was his own VP. There's some presidents that didn't have a vice president, so technically they were their own VP.
Fair. God damn it. God damn you. Let's see. See what we got here. That is just too fucking insane. Okay, fuck it. Let's go really deep.
All right, let's go deep.
Let's go. Have
John Adams or Hamilton?
Yeah. John Adams.
John Adams. We're on John Adams now. So he and his wife Abigail had at least one, because one of them became president. So I'm gonna say. So they had 3 kids.
Not a bad guess. They had 6.
6.
They got to fucking, all right?
They got to fucking. I'll be honest. I would have probably known that had I been able to finish that Tom Hooper miniseries with Paul Giamatti.
Oh, you didn't finish that?
I couldn't get through it. That shit is boring. I love, and that show should be one of my favorites. I should be completely engrossed in that. But John Adams is just the most boring ass motherfucker ever. I'm sorry. If you were to ask me to rank my presidents, not even by politics, just by like how much I am interested in them as a human, John Adams would probably come in the bottom 10. Like, I think he's the most boring president, one of them. He's up there. My speech coach hated that opinion because there was a category we had called great speeches, which is my least favorite category, but I did it once because I'm a team player. Where they have you read a great speech from history and break it down into 3 parts and then analyze those 3 parts and why it's an important and great speech. I was supposed to do one for John Adams, and I looked my coach in the eyes and said, he's never given a great speech. He's boring. This white bread motherfucker's never given a good speech in the 4 years he was president. Don't try to find one. And instead I did Lin-Manuel Miranda's address to a college, because why wouldn't I?
Of course you did. That is 100% you.
Yep. I also did, I think I did George Washington's farewell address also. I did both those.
God damn.
Because that one's a great speech. I think I can quote parts of that speech from memory.
Jesus.
Yeah, that speech is great. Trying to think if I can. I mean, obviously I can quote the part in the song of Hamilton where they actually directly take words out of it, but like,
yeah, I would not doubt that part.
Right, where it's just the yeah, it's a bit of a cheat. So
okay, since you've been watching the horror movies, have you done any horror challenges for the month of October? They usually have like.
You mean 30 Days of Horror?
Yeah, have you done anything like that?
No, I haven't. I was gonna do that this year, but like the first couple weeks of the month have very much been studying for shit. So I was like, I'm already like 12 days behind. So at this point, it's like, why try? I'll just jump to whatever I can when I get to it, sort of thing. So like, I watched Psycho. Yeah. I don't know if you'd count. You wouldn't call Vertigo or Rear Window really horror movies, but like they're thrillers. Psycho is, but I don't know if you'd call Rear Window or Vertigo anything like that. They're more thrillers.
Yeah. If you watch The Birds, then I consider that horror.
Sure, but like, yeah. Here, let's go look at my fucking letterbox. Let's see what I've been watching that you would call horror. Oh, I watched a great short film yesterday called Michael Jackson's Thriller. Fuck you, Lucas Zach.
Fucking great shit, man.
They jumped down my throat for putting greatest music video of all time. They're like, it's on Letterboxd. It needs to be a movie, no shorts, no bullshit. So I was just like, it's on here. I'm ranking it. I'm logging it. I watched it. It's basic. He calls it a short film. It honestly really is a short film. It really is.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It is like watching a fucking short.
He calls all of his music videos short films because he puts so much production value into making stories with the songs as just like incidental backdrop for it. So like, like the crazy fucking people who have directed his shorts, right? Like,
oh yeah, it's
Landis, insane. Scorsese, Coppola, like who the fuck did Dangerous? Someone did Dangerous with Eddie Murphy in it, and it was someone that was like really popular. There was a director who did his fucking Dangerous video. It was sick.
Let's see.
I think. Oh yeah, who did his fucking?
Speaking of Thriller, did you watch the behind the scenes?
I have seen the behind the scenes before. I didn't watch it this time. I just watched the short.
Ah, okay. Yeah, the behind the scenes is fucking amazing.
It's insane. I love Thriller. Thriller is one of my favorite albums of all time, and I think that's my favorite. I think if not that being my favorite, it's also just the best music video of all time. Is the Thriller video. And it's like required. It's required Halloween season viewing for me every year. Like just because it's like it's Thriller. You watch fucking Thriller,
dude.
Yeah, I watch that basically every October, multiple times. I'll probably watch it again on Halloween. But it's one that I love. In Michael Jackson's This Is It, like the documentary concert film of his final show, they made like the Thriller section of that is incredible. Like how he would have done Thriller for his final show every time would have been nuts. They recorded 3D new footage of the graveyard sequence with new people breaking out of the graves, updated and stuff. And then they would be the dancers. And then the dancers would come out in those full makeup costumes and do the choreography from 3D to on stage. And Michael would come out in a giant spider, like would open the spider, come out and perform. And like the choreography for it is just nuts. It was cool. Cool ass shit.
And Dangerous was directed by David Fincher.
David Fincher, that's what it was. I knew there was someone. Black or White was also Landis, I think. It's someone famous.
Yeah.
That one's famous. He worked with Landis a couple times.
Oh yeah.
And like Landis is a great director, so it's fair. But yeah. Muppets Haunted Mansion. It's not a horror film, but it was pretty fucking bad.
You didn't like it?
It was okay. Every time that it was like, what I loved about it is how What I hate is that this is probably objectively the best version of the Haunted Mansion we have on film so far. Like, adaptation of the Haunted Mansion is a Muppets version, which is annoying. I like the Haunted Mansion movie. I'm gonna watch it this month because I watch it every Halloween. I like that movie a lot more than most. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's actually pretty fun.
I haven't seen it in years, so I definitely have to revisit that.
I love the Haunted Mansion, like, as a ride. So, like, I think, like, just any version that we can get of that is going to be great. Del Toro's would have been dope. I have no idea how well this new one's going to be. You obviously know that I love the Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
I've written a script for the Haunted Mansion. And I'm very proud of that one. But, yeah, I love that one. So I'll probably watch that. Psycho I watch. I don't know if you'd call Teton a horror movie, but goddamn, was that movie?
That's
trash.
Definitely a horror film.
I watched that. It was bad. Okay. I watched *Malignant*. That wasn't very good.
You didn't like the batshit craziness of it?
Nah. I watched *Venom: Let There Be Carnage*. That was pretty terrifyingly bad.
You love pissing off the Australians today.
I do. I guess I don't know. The Australians are mad. I watched *Midsommar* like a month ago. It was bad. That was a rewatch though. Yeah, that's basically all my horror shit, going all the way back to like August. So, I don't watch a lot of horror. So my horror icons watch was that was different for me. That was. Let me tell you, that was new.
I've been going through 2 challenges. I started one in August that was 100 new horror movies I had not seen in 92 days, which was kind of difficult because I had to try to find fucking horror movies I hadn't seen.
Yeah, for you, that's not the time frame is whatever. No, it's you just finding new ones.
I finished it at the end of August.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry. In the middle of August, I'm now at 117 because I said, fuck it, I'm going to keep going because you have until October 31st to finish it. And then I'm doing the 31 Days of Horror, but I'm doing it the alphabet way. So each day have to follow the alphabet down. And I just finished M today with The Mist.
Okay. The Mist.
Nice. Which is one of the best fucking endings of a horror film of all time. That shit is fucking insane.
I think that I should watch more of the Stephen King movies.
Yes.
I've only seen a couple. I've seen the It's. I've seen Shawshank. I've seen Green Mile. I love 11/22/63, like the miniseries.
Oh yeah.
Because that's my favorite Stephen King book is 11/22/63, and I think the miniseries does it such justice. But like, yeah, I like Stephen. Like, I like Stephen King. I wouldn't call myself a Stephen King fan. Oh, Doctor Sleep and The Shining, obviously those two. But like Misery? I've never seen Misery. That's another one.
That's one you got, especially since you love writing. That's a fucking movie you gotta see.
Misery is one I should check out. I've been told I would like The Dead Zone.
Yeah, Dead Zone's good. Stand By Me?
Oh, I have not seen that one. That's another one that I need to watch. But I've seen Pet Sematary also, and I did not.
Which
not
one?
A fan.
The original?
Not a fan. Never seen the remake. I never seen the original. Seen the remake.
Oh,
the one with John Lithgow. I did not like. did not enjoy. No, but did not enjoy. But like I think Stephen King as a writer is maybe one of the best to ever write.
Oh yeah,
100%. Even if I'm not a fan of him, he is a really, really, really good writer. His book on writing is one of the best books I've ever read about writing.
Yes, it's fucking great.
He's a terrific mind of writing. There's like 10 people that I would say are like the greatest writers across mediums that I've ever seen, and like he'd be on it. He'd be
Max Landis being the other, of course.
I think he's a great writer.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a great person, but I think he's a great writer. I wouldn't put him on my top 10 writers list, but I like Max Landis as a writer. He's very talented.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something. I totally forgot what it was. It was involving him too. I was like, where are we going with this? He did a thing recently, and I really liked it. Death of Batman. That was really good.
Oh yeah.
I rewatched that again the other day. That was really, really weird. No, I would put the Coens. The Coen brothers would be up there.
Oh yeah.
Tarantino would be up there. Across mediums, then I have to also put comic book writer Alan Moore. I think Alan Moore is really good at his job.
Yeah.
He's very good at his job.
Yeah.
Or was. There are some writers where you're like, how would you not put them in your top 10 comic book writers? And it's like, because they fell off hard after the one thing they did right, i.e. Frank Miller. Frank Miller is not my top 10, and I think most people would agree with me. Did he write one of the greatest comic books of all time in The Dark Knight Returns? Yeah, but like not the rest of it. The rest of it's
That's why everyone always goes back to when they talk about him, they talk about Dark Knight. They usually don't.
Yeah, because the three sequels to that book are all terrible.
Yeah.
And his I guess year one's also good.
Yeah,
but
year one's good.
he wrote two of the best Batman stories of all time. But like, I'm trying to think of other ones that I put there. Lin-Manuel Miranda's a great writer. He's a great writer. He's a great writer.
Of course, you would bring him up.
He's a great writer.
Yeah.
He's a great writer. He's a great writer. He's a great writer.
God damn it.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people I consider being great. Yeah, I have a lot of books on my shelf that I'm just staring at right now, trying to see if there's anyone I'm forgetting. No, I'm gonna leave it.
So fuck it. Video game wise, have you played anything recently? You a video game guy?
Video games? I'm not really a video game guy. I play Madden. That's basically it. Like I play Madden and Call of Duty sometimes. When I have friends. Like okay, so over like quarantine and pandemic era, when we were all just like we have no idea what we're doing, and we were all just we have to stay at home. Cody, Tim, and I played Call of Duty Warzone like every day. For like 3 months. It was nuts. It was like nuts. We played a lot. And we are not good. We are not good. I think we made it to the final team like twice in 3 months. And it was like every time we did, we were like, oh my god, we did it. Let's make this the one we win. And then we'd panic and we'd fuck up and we'd die. Like both times. We fucked it up at the very end. So yeah. I would say Cody's probably the best of our three. At Call of Duty, Cody and I will play Madden. Well, we used to when we had the same console. Now he has a PS5 and I don't. So we don't get to play Madden much anymore. But we would play Madden. We used to do connected franchise, and we'd just he'd pick a team, I'd pick a team. We'd play franchise mode, and then
oh shit, okay.
We'd end up playing 3 times a season, and we'd get mad at each other every time we played. Because he'd be like, you're playing with broken plays. And then I'd beat him with a different play. And he'd be like, it's still a broken play. And then he'd kick my ass. And I'd be like, oh, this is some bullshit. Going to trade this linebacker off to the worst team for some picks.
Speaking of PS5, that has got to be one of the hardest fucking consoles to ever get a hold of. Now, of course, it has mainly to do with the pandemic. And that's why it's been extremely hard to get. But goddamn, I work at Target. I still can't fucking get one.
That's weird.
Like they tell us, they went, even when we get them in, you have to do the online thing like everyone else. I went, but it's right fucking there. I could grab it.
Yeah,
no,
that's weird.
You gotta wait for online to do it. I'm like, god damn it.
Target's weird, man. I didn't like working at Target, but that's just me. I can't get you. I can't really keep talking about it in case they find this video and fire you, I guess. But
I don't think they'll ever find it because they don't know shit. But yeah, it's not a good place. It's not a great place to work. That's why they're looking for like 20 people for position because they have nobody that will do it.
I worked there when I was 16. That was like my first job. And it was like, I think it was $12 an hour, which was like pretty decent. And now my friend works there and he got hired and he was like, I make 19. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? Now they're like paying you 20. That's what I make at FedEx. Like, I had to go through government driving training, and you just had to go walk to Target.
So technically, over here it's 16 if you work during the day, but they add $3 if you work overnight because they know no one wants to fucking work overnight and no one lasts overnight, so they add $3 to it. Okay. So that's why I'm making 19. And literally, they had hired a dude. Dude came in there for one night, and they tell him, okay, so they used to have, when I started there a year ago, what they did, and I worked there like 10 years ago too, they did the same thing 10 years ago, where they would have you train with somebody for like a week. They make sure, hey, you know your job and shit like that. They don't have enough people for that anymore. So
they didn't do that. They didn't do that for me.
Yeah, they took the guy. They went, okay, so you're gonna go in this section. You're just gonna work like these couple like U-boats full of boxes and put them away. He goes, okay. So he walks over there, and there's like 7 big ass U-boats filled with material. He takes one look at her and went, "No thanks, I quit." Walks the fuck out.
What a legend! What an icon!
The greatest out-training job ever. It is so fucking awesome. And
That's
then they
awesome.
hired 5 people like 2 weeks ago. Not one of them fucking started. They all fucking quit before they even made it to the first day.
That's wild.
It's just insane how hard it is to get somebody to stay there. I get it because it sucks. It's not good. They treat you like shit over there
Oh
when
yeah.
you're working. They have 12-hour workday, 12 hours worth of work, and you're only there for 8 hours, and they expect you to finish it all. And
That's yikes.
you can't fucking do it. It's impossible,
Oh.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, that is
I can get
impossible.
close to it, but I can't fucking. I'm not Speedy Gonzalez here. I ain't gonna be shit.
That sucks. You're in the cities though. Why the fuck don't you like work at like the Mall of America or some shit?
I'm actually thinking about it. It's gonna depend on how much I can make over there. Because with me saving it, I need to at least hit 18, 19. Because what I'm basically having is after I pay everything off that I have and shit like that, I'm walking away every other week with $800 of just free money. And I just put that aside usually. So as long as I can keep doing that, so I can actually get my ass back to California, and when fucking movies start opening back up, even though they're having the fucking strike gonna happen on Monday. So that's
the strike. Yeah,
that's why I was even thinking about going. I might not even be able to go back after my lease if this, depending on how this fucking strike is going.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the thing is, like, the strike is for what? SAG?
It's for all union jobs.
All unions.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just SAG. It's like
All.
WGA, DGA, PGA.
Yeah, everyone.
Oh shit! Yeah,
it's big. It's the biggest they've ever had.
Yeah. They better. So Netflix better just like pony up then, because otherwise they're fucked.
Yeah, that's basically. They
There's
know
no
it.
Oscar. There's no Oscars
Yeah.
then next year if they don't fucking go. Like
Exactly. There's nothing they can do. Like they're gonna have to
settle.
give in to something. Like I know they're not going to give in to everything they're asking, which is already ridiculous that they're not going to. Because all they're asking for is a bare minimum of what they should be getting anyways.
Right.
I've worked those jobs. They do treat you like garbage on those sets a lot of the times.
Right.
So bare minimum, I understand, and they should get that. They're not going to get that, unfortunately. I'm hoping they settle a fucking middle ground, though, at least.
Well, here's the thing, though, Mike. Are you union? Are you in a union?
No, but
then you're golden, buddy. This is when you get back. You go back. They're gonna be hiring you, even if you're like bad at your job.
The thing is, if I cross that and I do that, and they settle,
I get it. You're right.
I'm basically fucked at that point.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's the reason I don't.
No, you're good. I get it. I was making a joke. My thing is like, everything that's been made is just going to come out and that'll get nominated. So we're good for like, of course. As soon as I hear strike, I'm like, but what about the Oscars? But like for the next like 2 years, we're going to have Oscars, like regardless of how long the strike goes. But like by 2024, if the strike isn't done by the end of next year, we might not have an Oscars.
No.
We won't have enough movies. So they have enough in the can right now, I think, that they're like good to go. But
and speaking of movies, you motherfuckers got a short.
I do. I made one short, and I'm starting filming on the next short on Tuesday.
Oh, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so the Writer's Room, you can watch now on YouTube at Caleb Coho. It
Put
is
that goddamn link in there, bitch. Find that link. Put it in.
Let me get a fucking link. But yeah, it's a really weird comedy short that my friend wrote, and I co-directed and co-starred and co-produced and co-everything. Besides write, I did everything but write the short. And I'm pretty proud with how it turned out for a first like effort. But like the next one's just me doing everything except for acting. I'm not acting in the next one.
Okay.
I'm just directing, writing, producing, editing, shooting it, all that shit. I'm doing everything I did on the last one except be the lead. And I'm very excited with it. I really like the script. I think 2 people in this community so far have read it. Boatman and Spence have read the script. And they've liked it. I don't want to put words in their mouths, but they said that they enjoyed it. which
there we
is
go.
all that matters.
Yeah, that's positive right there. As long as they ain't negative, you're on the right track.
It's positive enough. But yeah, I like it. I think it might be one of the best things I've written ever.
Oh shit!
It might be. We'll see. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I go that far, but I liked it. I like what I made. I'm trying to talk while I'm finding it.
Fair. Yeah,
here, I'm gonna post it here in the private chat, and then you can just copy paste that into it. Because I don't have access to your comment section. But
go.
But yeah, I'm very excited for it. I got all my. It's my most ambitious in terms of locations. But I will describe it as it is. For my peoples in the chats who know the city of Grand Forks, it's kind of it's somewhat of a love letter to the town. It's not about the town in any way, shape, or form. It has nothing to do with the town of Grand Forks. But I have a lot of filming locations in the town of Grand Forks that like no one's thought to just ask if you can film there. Nice. And I did, and I got a yes on like every location. So like it is. If you've been there or you've seen my town or you've heard me talk about my town, this is very quintessentially a Grand Forks story without being explicitly set in Grand Forks. And I like that. I kind of like that idea that I'm making a short about a town that's set in a town that is never the setting of anywhere, anytime, ever.
Yeah. That's how you do it, man.
Yeah. So like there's I've made the opening credits already. That's basically all I've done on it is because I went out and I got a bunch of footage. And it is very fun. I like the footage I got. It's very fall. It establishes the time and the location and the setting, and I like it a lot. I like how it looks. So yeah, that's where a lot of the Grand Forks landmarks you'll see, like the water wheel and
hell yeah, dude! That's
and River Cinema. About. My movie theater's in it. The movie theater that I go to all the time is
shit.
I made the movie theater that I go to all the time the thing that the title goes up over, so you'll get to see the movie theater I go to in the movie. It's actually a location, not in it. The outside of it is a location. My restaurant that I always go to, this little pizzeria and pub that's right next to it, is letting me film there. I'm filming at Grand Forks International Airport. I'm filming at I think I got the Grand Cities Mall. I think I filmed at the writers' room's actually filmed at the the writers' room's filmed at Grand Cities. I think Grand Cities. Columbia is the one I'm trying to get. There's two malls. They're both dead.
Okay.
They're both absolutely dead malls. They used to be like incredible shopping centers, and now they're just dead. The pandemic killed them. So
that is kind of beneficial to you because
it is because they're just like, sure, go fucking film.
Yeah.
So I filmed in one, and I'm filming it. I'm hopefully gonna film in the other. This one. So. Production value.
Yeah. Speaking of level 42, that's my buddy Nick. On Friday, we're gonna be going through his 25-year journey of independent filmmaking. He's done a lot, man. Which I will be putting down one of his films right after this call. I'm gonna put it in the Facebook page.
Awesome.
First one's going up is his fan film of Tomb Raider, considered the first Tomb Raider fan film.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's fucking
I don't know how you could do that. Like just like in terms of scale and making everything look the way you'd want it to. I couldn't imagine. Like I Kane McMillan and I, back when we did the Let's Make a Movie show, we're like, we're gonna make something that has to be based on something. So he was gonna make a Flash fan film. And he got really far into pre-production on it, and his script is really good, and like it's really cool. And he never made it. Like, but he made he got a logo, he trademarked the logo, like, and he got the helmet, like he got everything he needed, and it looked great, and his script was good, and I really wanted him to make Flash for the future. It's like a really cool short. And then the one that I wrote is like a 6-page script that's literally just a one-scene joke. And I was like, I can't even do that. I was like, I can't even pull this off. It's literally a Green Lantern short where he never becomes Green Lantern in the entire runtime. Awesome. He's Green Lantern without shooting up as Green Lantern once in the runtime, but he doesn't fight anything, and I need things happening in the background, and I can't afford to put things in the background. So it's like one of those things where it's like, so the short was called Embers.
Okay.
And it was going to be about Hal Jordan on a date, on a first date. And everything's going to shit. And the whole time he's just trying to like, I can't go be Green Lantern. I'm trying to get this date. And the whole thing is just the one date until eventually he's like, I gotta go. And the thing is, the whole joke culminates. The whole joke culminates, or the whole short culminates in the joke of him pulling out the ring and her freaking out.
Okay.
Because she thinks he's proposing. He thinks she's proposing, and he's like, puts all the ring flies away. And that's like the whole joke at the end. But like I would never be able to make that. There's too much. There's even that little bit there's no budget for me I make no budget shorts. My budget for writer's room, I think we spent $2,000 on making. This one, Last Days that I'm making, I've spent $200. Like $200 is my that's my lowest. Like I make budget so tiny.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm writing a short that I'm gonna do here, and then I am almost, I guess, almost done with the feature that I'm actually gonna try to make, which is gonna be very ambitious, but we're gonna give it a fucking shot and see how it goes. It's all gonna depend on how the next couple months go.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I got like a weird half call to my boss. And like I was like, I don't know what's going on. And I just want to make sure that I didn't like accidentally take something home with me today that I didn't need to. I was feeling my uniform to make sure I didn't like accidentally take my like handheld computer home or some shit.
Okay. And then any upcoming movies you've been wanting to see? See, look at that. He even says you should do the Green Lantern.
Oh, I would love to. Oh, I just realized what he needs. I messed up. Hold on. Sorry. I'm texting my boss real quick. Sorry. I was like,
Nick, you doing anything today? What you up to?
all right. There we go. Anyway.
Any upcoming movies you've been wanting to see lately?
Movies. Halloween Kills is this weekend. Last Days. No, that's my movie. The Last Duel. The Last Duel comes out this weekend. I'm very excited about seeing it. Yeah. Oh. I would love to do the Green Lantern short. I just have no idea how to pull off the visual effects part of this. And that's the issue. And I also don't think I could shut down a street for an hour or two in my town. But yeah, no, I'm very excited about the stuff that I am doing. I'm very excited for you guys to see Last Days. I think it's going to be good. I got three of the actors from the writer's room are in it.
Oh, shit, okay.
Yeah, so if you've seen the writer's room, Alyssa Donachie, Tanner Hansen, and Devin Newton are my cast for this one. Devin is Honey, I'm Home. Tanner is the producer in the audience that directly reacts to Honey, I'm Home. And Alyssa is one of the Girl Scouts. She's the physical actress who opens the door for the visual gag in the closet.
Okay.
So those are my three actors in it.
Fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about, man. Creating shit. That's what we should be fucking doing more.
Yeah, I am very excited about it. Can't wait for you to see it. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting back into the we're on the air that like totally threw me. It was the phone. I was like, why are you calling me right now? I've been off the clock for like 4 or 5 hours now. I was like, apparently the keys to a vehicle are probably in my uniform pocket. So that is something I accidentally kept. So
do you need to go take care of that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll do that later. I'll do it later. We'll be good.
Fair.
I actually don't know if I did leave them in my uniform. I just have to check my uniform.
Oh, okay.
And bring them back later. So who cares? I'll do it before wireless. I got what, 3 hours, 4 hours till wireless? I'll be fine.
Yeah, it's only 319. You got some time.
Yeah, it's only 319. They don't need them. No one else is using the rental today. I used the rental today, and I'm done. So no one else needs to use it today. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good for now. Hope FedEx never finds this video because I'd probably get in trouble. But it's all good. They would have video evidence of me sending my boss 2 voice message. And and then just texting them. I don't
So
know.
I shouldn't be tagging FedEx right now.
You probably should not tag FedEx. If you want to tag FedEx, you can tag FedEx Ground because they have nothing to do with my job.
Fair. And apparently the shark is still working. That fucking thing still hasn't died.
That fucking thing will not die.
It's
the
slowly
immortal shark.
dying. It's slowly, if you can tell, it's slowly getting further and further to the
slow
ground.
leak. Slow leak in the thing. You know where you should work? I just thought about this. I know if you do end up working at the Mall of America, you should fucking. I got five suggestions. Five fucking suggestions for you. Okay. First suggestion, easy enough. Work at the movie theater. The movie theater up there probably pays bank. It's a prestige movie theater. I would love to work there. Plus, you get the free movies. Working at a movie theater, fucking best job ever. I loved working at a movie theater. Be one of the fucking ride operators. If you operate the rides,
when I was looking up
sick.
jobs, they had a couple of slots open for ride operators, and I'm pretty sure it was from Mall of America.
There you go. Yeah, absolutely. You should fucking do that. Be a ride operator at the Mall of America. That's like not far from you, so it's like you just get there,
it's
operate rides.
15 minutes for me.
Yeah, and it's also like the easiest job. You press buttons.
It's true.
You press buttons and strap fuckers in a vehicle and let them go. Or you could work at fucking Legoland and just piss off Nazario.
Give him
That'd be fucking. Not even give him more shit. Show him pictures of the shit that you're not giving him. He fucking get pissed off.
He
or
would
you work at
pound my ass every day for shit.
If you worked at Legoland, I'm pretty sure Nazario would be like, now, if you want to keep being part of this channel, and my friend, you send me fucking Legos every week. You send me fucking Legos that I don't have.
He basically would be doing what I do to him when I want certain movies and TV shows I can't find anywhere. I hound his
Yeah.
But he do it for Legos.
Yep. You could also work. You could work at. Oh, never mind. Dick's Last Resort closed, and that's a fucking travesty. You would have been so good at that. We would have. Me, you, and Nazario are like and Cody are like 4 people who, if there was one place where we would be so good as servers, it'd be fucking Dick's Last Resort, where we just get to be assholes. We have to be the most raging assholes for an entire work shift, to the point where we'd get off the clock and look at each other and just be like, I'm so tired of being a dick. I'm so tired of being a dick. Like we would all have to like stop playing online movie trivia as heels. Like we'd all have to go to Uber Faces and just be super nice people because we have to get paid to be negative assholes for 8 hours a day. Like bringing out the food and like Boatman. That's why I wanted to take Boatman to Dick's Last Resort. Because I think Boatman would have absolutely been destroyed by a Dick's Last Resort.
Yeah.
When we went, that's why I wanted to go. And so I was like, that's the place we eat. So we can just see Boatman's life. If you think we roast Boatman, a Dick's Last Resort person would have probably buried him alive in a Minnesota snowbank. Like, I wanted to see it so bad. I just wanted to watch him get crushed. And Spence too. Watching Spence get absolutely roasted by a fucking Dick's Last Resort worker would have been so good.
That fucking escape room.
It
was so fucking close, and we broke.
That's such bullshit. We broke it twice, and technically speaking, they should have put the clock back on for us and let us finish it with those being done. But oh well. I did my last. I went back a couple weeks later, maybe like a month later. Okay. For my mom's birthday, we did the last one that I hadn't done.
Oh hell yeah!
And Christ alive, was that one just not fun? It was a space. Well, the thing is, I also did it at midnight when I was absolutely sleep deprived and lunatic. So I was just like, I don't know what we're doing. So I just would stand around and I'd put my hand up against a hand scanner and just wait for something to happen, thinking it was actually a hand scanner. So I put my hand on the hand scanner. It doesn't do anything because it's not actually a handprint scanner. So I'm just standing there like this, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Trying to open the door." They're like, "That's not how this works. That's plastic. That's plastic in a wall decal." So yeah, but it was like Mission Mars or something. It was. We barely did it. We got it like with like 0.3 seconds left on the clock. We finished it.
Holy shit!
My family is like escape room lunatics. My family like loves it. They love doing it, and I'm like, there's like certain things that my family are like junkies about. Like my family used to be really big on like geocaching.
God.
Yeah, that was like a big thing for my mom and dad. They love to go on the bikes and just go geocache. They love to camp. They get their fucking camper out and they just go sit anywhere for like a weekend. And the thing is, I'm not a camper. I live in Minnesota and I don't like to camp. So I'm automatically I live in Minnesota and I don't like to camp and I don't like hockey.
You don't like hockey either?
I don't like hockey. So I'm like the worst Minnesotan. Because like I don't like camping. I don't really like going to the lake all that much, and I don't like hockey. So I'm like the worst. And so like I just wanted to stay. I just stay here and watch whatever animals they don't want to take, and I just like house sit while they go. But like when I was under 21, that was just like the shit, because I would just have my friends who were 21 get me booze, and I just get drunk. I would just get drunk on calls with people all weekend in this community. Like over 2019, 2020, I did that all the time. Like I'm pretty sure like Cody has seen me hammered. I think Boatman's seen me hammered. I mean, like, actually, you haven't seen me hammered yet. But, like, Bowman has seen me hammered many times. Many times. Like, in person, he's seen me hammered now. Same with Scully. Scully and I got so drunk at Red Shot's wedding. So drunk.
Jesus.
We got so drunk. It was so funny because we weren't trying to. We absolutely were not trying to get drunk. We were just drinking. Like, we were just drinking along with, like, there's the bar. It's the bar. Yeah. So we're like, sure, we'll get a drink. And we got, like, I bought the first round of drinks. Scully got the next round. Albert got the third round. The three of us just kind of threw. And Albert doesn't drink. Albert hadn't drank before. Like, he had his first alcoholic beverage with us, I think.
Oh.
Or I don't know if that's true, but he had a couple firsts with our group. He went to his first, like, amusement park with us. That was fun.
Dude.
But, like, he, like, you were there when he rode his first roller coaster. Like, that was his first roller coaster.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was his first roller coaster. Yeah, it was the first roller coaster. But we were all just kind of knocking a couple different drinks back. And me, the thing that Albert did, because we were doing it, that was the end of his night and got him fucked up way faster, is he doesn't drink often, but he was mixing liquors because we were mixing liquors. So like we did like rum, and then we would jump to Bacardi, and then we would jump to bourbon, and then we would jump to whiskey, and we would jump to different things. And like, if you do that when you're a lightweight or new to it, you're gonna get fucked up really fast. And so he was doing it with us, and then he ended up going to like tequila sunrises on his own. And I was like, yeah, I don't do tequila sunrises because I don't like the taste. Like, I'm not a tequila sunrise guy, but I can do them. I have done them. I'll do them if I'm really drunk, but I'm not a tequila sunrise person generally.
I do the Kurt Russell Mel Gibson one, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. But that was good. So like, yeah, he was like, Albert got really drunk, really early. Spence got pretty drunk too. Spence got really drunk, but not as drunk as us. Because what happened is Scully and I got like 6 or 7 deep without realizing we'd done 6 or 7 drinks. We didn't realize we drank 6 or 7 drinks. And we were doing like the talls. So you can get like the regulars or the talls. So we did 6 or 7 of the talls. And then we were like drunk heading back to Boatman's house. And then we watched Cars. And there are videos of me and Scully drinking beer. Just beer cans that we have at his house. I think we knocked back 2 or 3 beers each after that. And so on the total, I think I'm going to assume we did 6 at the wedding. So we drank like 9 alcoholic beverages that night each. And so I blacked out. I know I blacked out. Because I don't remember anything that happened after the first race of Cars. No, after the tractor tipping in Cars. That's like the last scene I remember. And I thought I had just fallen asleep. after that. Because if I drink too much, I just absolutely pass out. Apparently, there are 2 videos on my cell phone of me entirely conscious after that point. And they're like incoherent messes, but they are so funny. And so Bowman tells me that I fell asleep. I did fall asleep, but it was like a little bit before the final race. And then we turned off the movie halfway through the final race because everyone was just falling asleep. So it was like, and then they apparently they slapped me across the face. I didn't do anything. And then they hit me in the shoulder, and I went. And then they're like, go to bed. And so I got up, walked into my room, went to bed, and I was asleep in my suit. Like I woke up in my suit on top of my bed. I was just like at like 8 a.m. I woke up at 8 a.m. naturally. When I get drunk, I wake up early naturally and feel 100% rested. So I slept on like 6 hours, woke up completely fine, and looked at myself, and I was just like, oh, wow. Okay, I got really drunk. So, yeah, that was a fun night. It was a fun time.
There
Red
is
Shaw's
a
wedding was
video
great.
out there. I don't know what channel. I don't think it's his. It's a video out there somewhere where I do drunk trivia, and I'm completely gone halfway through that match, and I think I'm winning the entire match.
Oh my god!
I don't know how it's
You're a
happening.
madman.
I don't know what is happening in that match. We watched it once, and I did not remember the majority of the match.
Oh my god, dude! I've never done drunk. I've played I haven't played a dark match drunk, but I've tested questions when I was drunk before. And yeah, it has never gone super well for me. There was one time where I played, and I was like, I actually am better right now for being drunk. And Boba was like, no, you're not. Boba was like, you think you are, but you are really not. And I was like, oh, fair enough. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm currently just checking my uniform pants to make sure that I did. I want to make sure that I did.
Oh, that's smart.
Take the keys home before I'm like, oh yeah, I did. They're not in here, so I'm gonna guess that the keys are there. Like the keys, I knew I took the keys out of my pockets. I'm pretty sure they're in that car. Yeah, they're absolutely not in my uniform pants.
The journey of the keys.
Yeah, we're gonna do the second thing now. Just see if I maybe put them in my coat pocket. Oh, there they are. They're in my coat pocket. They're in my coat pocket. Yep, there we go. I'm gonna make sure I text them and tell them I'll bring them back.
Yeah, probably a safe bet. Nick, since you are here and anybody else, because I think we got still like 3 people watching. You guys have any questions for either me or Coho, or anything you want us to talk about? And you still, of course, owe me the balloons, Coho.
I know. The thing that's because the psycho you said that I owe you.
Oh yeah, no, okay, yeah, you had one.
But I thought I only owed you 1 doubloon before, so I think we're now even.
No, you owed me at least 2 because you fucked up.
No, you're right. No. I owed you 1 going into Minneapolis, and then I owed you 2 because we didn't get to go to Margaritaville and get drinks. So now I'm back. Now I'm back to owing you 1.
Yes, you're down.
So before you leave the state of Minnesota, we will go get a drink, and I will.
That works.
Okay. Okay, he just said I can bring him back in the morning. Cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
I have to be back in the morning anyway, so it's like, and they don't need him. So.
It's not a big deal, then?
It's not a big deal.
Good.
So there we go. Just make sure I remember that I am wearing that coat tomorrow. Yeah. I work the 2 delivery jobs back to back every day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on Friday, I work the other job as well. So like Fridays, that's why if you ever try to book me for shit on Fridays and I can't do it, it's because I work all 3 jobs. So that's why normally I'm not there for like the great fucking watch.
Great fucking movie double feature.
Great fucking movie double features. Even though I'm supposed to do one.
Yeah. When you choose one, man, Mondays and Tuesdays I can do. So you pick a Monday or Tuesday.
All right. We will pick a Monday or Tuesday. You know what? Am I doing it? See before I say anything. I don't start filming this Monday anymore. We push it to Tuesday. So you know what? Fuck it. Great fucking movie watch along. We'll do it on the 18th. This Monday.
Yeah.
We'll do Moneyball and Draft Day. We'll finally do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I work the 2 jobs back to back. So like I have, if I'm not running a route on for FedEx that day, I have enough time that I can come home and change. But I don't know if I'm running a route until I get into work that day. So I have to bring my Jimmy John's clothes with me every time. And like most of the times, I just as soon as I'm done with work, then just drive home, change at home, eat something, and then go. But like today was one of those days where it was icky and it was raining and it was nasty and I hated every minute of it, of delivering out in the rain. I didn't hate it. It was actually a good shift, but I also just it's cold as shit. Yeah. So I'm happy to be home in warm clothes. But I had to change into Jimmy John's clothes and go straight there. And that's why. It's because I was like, oh, I got to fucking get to my other job. So yeah.
Do you do only the college campus, or do you do like the surrounding area as well?
For Jimmy John's, I do mostly the college campus, but I do anything on the north side of town, so anything north of the railroad tracks, including downtown. So yeah, I cover some ground.
Fucking A.
Yeah, I like Jimmy John's. It's fun. And then the radio station, obviously. So,
yes,
which I've been doing
radio
forever.
Station.
Yeah, I stopped doing the bar trivia job because I got the Jimmy John's job because it pays more. And pays
That's
better.
very fair. Yeah.
So I was like, I quit bar trivia. Plus, like, it fucks you on taxes hard because I'm technically a contractor for trivia. So luckily, I did it long enough where it won't hurt me come tax time, but I didn't do it short enough where it won't entirely not hurt me at tax time.
Okay.
So it's not going to hurt as bad as if I had done it for the rest of the year. But yeah, I quit. I did it March to September, which is like a really good May to September, which is a really good stint. I think I did a good stint. I was the fill-in for the OG. Actually, it was June, so June to September. I basically did it as a summer gig. But I filled in for the person who moved away. She had done it for like 6 years, and then she moved away, and I was like her friend through karaoke, and I drunkenly applied for the job one night and got it. Because I attached multiplex as my qualifications for doing trivia, and it worked.
That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, so I got that gig.
All this was for not for nothing.
It wasn't. No, and I got paid to host. I got paid to host trivia matches.
Yeah,
for drunk idiots. Like it was like, but it wasn't like if I got paid to host the matches that I have hosted. And scream out and your winner would have been sick. But no, like the thing that I'd been paid to do is just be like, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in what year? Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in what year? Thank you. I'll check your answers in 5 minutes. Like, but what I did is I didn't get to write any of them because the person who writes for their trivia is a fucking control freak and won't let anyone else write, despite them being really bad at writing trivia. So I tototally jacked the show and wrote my own final week of matches. I wrote a movie trivia match for my final one, and I got standing ovations, and people were mad that I was leaving. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but if you want to see me, just come to karaoke Thursdays and Fridays.
More. That's exactly how you fucking leave them.
They wanted me to keep going. Apparently, there's a couple of people who were mad that I was quitting, and now the new lady who does it after me is a very lovely person. She and I do karaoke now. But she was very cool. And she was like, "There's people who still ask, where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. That must be annoying. I'm sorry. I feel bad." But,
what's your favorite song to do karaoke?
My go-to one that is my I have a set. I'm a regular. I'm like a regular karaoke now. So like they expect me and my friend Devin from the writers' room, who you can see Devin Newton.
Oh yeah.
We are karaoke squad. We're a karaoke duo. Like we go out, we do the shows and stuff, and like the DJs know us by name. They have all of our songs saved. They just ask us which ones to do, which ones we're going to do tonight. We put them in an order. And like people have started coming out to karaoke to see us sing. And by us, I mean Devin, because Devin's really good. I'm just his opening act, basically. And my closer every time is I Won't Give Up by Jason Mraz. That's my closing song every time.
Okay.
I like to think that's the best song I can sing. So I do that one. I've done 9 in the Afternoon by Panic at the Disco a couple times. I've done Somebody to Love by Queen a couple times. That one is when I'm really warmed up. When my voice is really feeling all right, then I'll go for it. But and then that will be the closer. But normally it's I Won't Give Up. All of Me, John Legend's one I do a lot. I do Beggin' by Måneskin now a lot. That's one that I've brought out. That's one of the new songs. Yeah, I've done a lot. I've done a lot of them. I love karaoke. That's my thing. I do that Friday nights every week without fail. So it's basically a job, but I don't get paid for it and it's fun.
Austin.
Yeah, it's a good time. And it's in an Irish pub, in an underground Irish pub.
Oh shit!
It's called O'Reilly's. It's an underground Irish pub. It is underneath a club, and by club, I mean it's a bar that has dance floor, and it is sometimes really fun, and other times really bad. So it's a hit or miss experience, but that's upstairs. So you have all the drunk idiots who will come down when they're tired of dancing, and they'll just fill in this really old school Irish pub that kind of looks like the bar from Cheers.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's sick. I wish I could have filmed in one of those bars, but I didn't have a scene or a reason to film in any of those bars. I would love to work in O'Reilly's into a script at some point. To film it in there. It's a great bar.
One film we filmed in a place kind of like that, to where the upstairs was kind of like a dance floor / bar, and then the downstairs was just a bunch of tables. So it looked like it probably was for karaoke or some shit like that down in the bottom. And it was very, like, we were able to film it because it was one of those, like the malls where it's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Dead the entire time. So I went, yeah, fuck it, you come in here and film, don't worry about it. You don't need to pay us any money, just fucking do it. Just don't fuck anything up and you good. That went fair.
Yeah. That's fair. I'm literally gonna screen share with you an image of this bar because I think I think you'd really love it. This is the bar that I do karaoke in every week. See if I can. Should I just screen share like the full tab? Yeah, I should just screen share the full tab instead of just individual images. So you can see the different. There's a couple ones here. Here we go.
Yeah. Let's see these fucking things.
Let's see. This isn't like a great. It's not loading in super great on this one, but this is that sort of it here and there. Okay. There's the better one. Let's see if I can open this one up. Let's see if I can open this one in a new. Well, I don't want to open up in a new tab. That's an idiotic thing to do. Just open. Can I just open you? That's not what I wanted to do, though. I'm gonna have to stop sharing and opening this in a new tab. Otherwise, it's gonna be a dumbass. All right. There we go. And I'll screen share again. It's a very nice bar. I really like it. It's like a full-on pub. Okay. No, I just did the same thing. You know what? Fuck it. Who cares? No, fuck it. Who cares? Here's what we're gonna do. Shift my plus. Here we go.
There we go.
Wait, no. That's not what I wanted to do. You absolute bastard. No. Why? Why? Oh, this is dumb. Let me see if I can just keep clicking through. What's funny is these two people here I actually know in person. Oh, this is Del Rey. She's the manager. She's great. And this is Tyler. He's one of my friends through karaoke. Okay. There's a better shot that you got of the bar. From that right there is the stage.
Okay.
This is the stage, and then these are just like booths of different things you can sit at. Outside. There we go. Here's a good image. That's a good image.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. So there's the stairs down, stages over here. And there's stairs back this way from behind the camera here that you can walk down back stairway into from the club. And if you go this way, it takes you into the front entrance where you can go into the club or down here. But it's a very, very dope bar. I love coming there. I'm trying to see if maybe now I'm on this weird kick where I'm like trying to see how many people I know that are in here. Like I know him. That's this right here. That's really funny. The hand right here that's being handed the microphone. Yeah. This is Tony. I think this is Tony anyway. It should be Tony, but it actually might be Victor, who's also my friend who does karaoke. I actually think I was here for this. I am behind this picture, and that is Victor. There's Tony. That's DJ Tony. That's my
DJ Tony. Okay.
He does DJs for karaoke, and he is Frankenfurter for the Shadowcast of Rocky Horror in my town. And he is going to be doing it this year, and we're going to go see him. That's Lacey. She's the bomb. Tony. Anyway, Tony's going to laugh when he sees that he was on my randomly. I love Tony. He's great. Yeah, that's my spot.
That's how shit gets done around here.
You know what? I don't know if I can actually. Can I? Maybe. Should I?
What?
Should I show you the raw footage of the opening credits? Just because, like,
Oh,
I
fuck
can?
yeah.
Okay, give me a second, then. Because what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna grab the SD card
Fair.
out of my laptop and see if I can slot it in. Oh, wait, that doesn't make any sense, does it? Hold on a second.
No
Hold on a
problem.
second. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take my laptop, plug it in over here, and then export and send myself the footage.
There we go.
So then you can see it in raw edit. And there's no music under it yet, even though I have the score.
Just haven't put it in yet.
Yeah, the score was written and
Fair.
composed by Roberto Curzi, the writer, director, or co-director, co-star, co-producer of the Writers Room. So he is a pretty talented musician, and he made me a piece of score that I'm very proud of him for making. That fits very well. Because right now the filler track is "Autumn Leaves" by Ed Sheeran, which I'm not going to pay a wazoo amount of money to use that song.
Fair.
As much as I would love to. Open recent, open this, and we're going to file, export, and call you opening. There we go. It's only 70 megabytes and like a minute and a half. So like it's just something we can see. It's more so for you to just see where I live, like as a town.
I like that. Yeah.
Because now I'm on a kick where I'm like, I just kind of want to show you where I live because I'm really proud of some of the spots where I live because I love O'Reilly's, and that just kind of jogged that whole spot. Caleb Boatman might be coming to visit me in November, like next month for my birthday. He might be coming down, or coming up, I should say. And I'm like kind of excited because like, which you should too if you want to. You can come hang with us.
Yeah.
But yeah,
How
it's
far
like
you live? Like 5 hours.
I'm 5 hours away from you. So like, if you wanted to come up for like a day or two and hang out with us, because he's only coming for like the weekend of like Thanksgiving-ish. Okay. So like, he's not coming right after Thanksgiving or maybe the week before Thanksgiving. One of the two. We have to figure it out. But he's gonna come up and stay and see all the spots where I live, which is basically all you can do because there's nothing to fucking do here. So he's basically gonna come to bar karaoke with me, check out that. We're gonna go to my movie theater that I always go to because he would love it, and the restaurant that they've been working on for the last year is finally opening. They're opening up a movie themed restaurant in the space across from it. Okay. So, yeah, it's really cool. It's called the Shire Bar and Grill. The opening of it is literally the Shire, like a hobbit hole. It's awesome. Yeah. Like they built a hobbit hole entrance. The menu is sick. There's like a drink on the menu called the Skywalker that I'm going to get the day that it opens because it sounds awesome. It sounds dope. I should see if I can find the menu again. I took a picture of all this shit when I was there last time. And I'm trying to see if I can find the menu again. Maybe I didn't save it to my phone, though. That's an issue. Yeah, I didn't save it to my phone. It's just in the group chat. But oh well. I'm just stalling because it's downloading. And the thing that I have to laugh at is my software is not booted up. Like it literally just went from, like my laptop died. It was dead on my, died. It was just out of battery. It was it was on my bed. So I plugged it in. It charged super fast, and it's now exporting. So it went from dead to on to exporting. So instead of saying about 58 seconds remaining, it says about 49 hours remaining, but it's downloading like seconds. So I had a mini heart attack looking down. It said about 94 hours remaining. I was like, what the fuck? My movie didn't take 94 hours to export.
The slowest internet ever. 94 fucking hours.
94 hours to export a movie.
A minute and a half.
A minute and a half. For a minute and a half opening.
Oh shit, that'd be amazing.
Oofa. I actually considered filming the Ralph Engelstad Arena in my town, which is like the hockey place for the team. But I want to, but I don't want to. Because I don't know if I am allowed to.
Oh, okay.
And I'm also not sure if I should. Because they used to be called the Fighting Sioux. They used to be our mascot. And it was taken away under like really weird. Like the NCAA made us give it up. The Sioux Tribe didn't want us to, but the NCAA made us give it up. So there's like a whole someone made a whole documentary about it, and it's created in my town. It's called Fighting for Sioux or something. I didn't watch it because I don't care. But the thing is, there's not to say I don't care about I'm just saying I don't care. That happened when I was like 9, and I've heard nothing but that argument since. Now we're the Fighting Hawks. But when they made it's a beautiful hockey arena, but when they made the outside of the arena, they did so in a way where the Sioux head cannot be removed. Like you physically cannot take the mascot out of that arena without completely fucking up the building. So to film it, I'd have to film the Fighting Sioux logo. And I don't want to get in trouble or perceive that I'm like in support of that whole thing. So I was just like, I just won't film it. I'll save myself the trouble and just won't do it. Try. That was a YouTube ad. Fuck you, YouTube. Where am I? Caleb Coho on Facebook. And we'll see if it actually just sends it to me on Facebook. Because it should be just a really small file. It should be just a really small MP4. Fuck! It's too big. All right, hold on. I'm going to email it.
While you're doing that, got another announcement that I think we found out, not yesterday, but the day before. Brooklyn and Barr are going to be doing a show on our channel.
Yeah.
Coming up. That's going to be fucking
fun.
fun.
On your channel?
On our channel, yeah.
That's where they ended up bringing it. Yeah, they were telling me about it. They have me apparently booked for like 5 shows without telling me.
I definitely could see that.
They just told me like, "Hey, we have you for 5 shows for this," and I'm like, "Oh, sick. Thanks, I guess. Cool. I'll do it."
So they should be announcing that. I don't even know if they're gonna.
I don't want to like steal their thunder of announcing it, but like it's a really cool idea. It's perfect for those two. Perfect for those two. And it's the most like normal show you have now on the video store.
Yes.
That's officially going to be the most like this is something you would expect to find on like the Multiplex Entertainment podcast feed. Like, and it's on your channel. I love it. I fucking love it.
Like them.
You have all the. Yeah, Lucas and Zach also. Like those
weird that we have.
Yeah, Lucas and Zach and their show and Lucas and Zach are like podcasts where it's like they wear business suits to work, and the rest of your shows are like we get drunk and go to work.
Yeah, it's actual content is just bullshit the rest of the time.
It's so funny. I think that's fucking hysterical. That's a great fit though. Like that's fun. I wish we could have made our show work. It's just now it's never gonna work. Should I talk about that? Should I talk about the show we're gonna make? Yeah. So me and Boatman were gonna do a show on the video store that was basically SNL. We were gonna do a variety sketch show every week on the video store, making fun of the news and things that have happened that week in the community. And I had a really like fun idea for what we were doing, and then it was just like, we don't have the nearly amount of time.
Shit like that. It really is.
Yeah, we really need, time.
One thing that we are going to bring back eventually is breaking news. It won't be on Twitch, but it'll be straight on YouTube.
I love breaking news.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we had so much fun doing it. It's just, once we made the switch to, first it was just that, it was when we came up with like movie games and shit that kind of took over the spot of just constantly doing it. And then we just kept doing other shows and it kind of got lost.
Ooh, you got it up. I did. I got it up. I muted the audio just so that way you don't hear autumn leaves and get you a copyright strike.
Fair.
So yeah, this is basically this is just to talk over it. This is where I live. And like the town, just in different footages that I got. That is an old train bridge that they literally couldn't take the base out of. So it just sits as a monument in the river. That's my theater. That's River Cinema.
Dude.
It's where I go to the movies every week. Trying to see if there's anything else cool that shows up in here, because I can't remember actually everything that I filmed. That's the water wheel, without any water in it right now because it's fall. But that's a pretty iconic place. The Empire Arts Center, that's actually a location that we filmed inside of for Writer's Room.
Okay.
Yeah, that is just a fun shop that I've never actually been inside that I felt looked cool. But I've never been inside a lot of the shops downtown. That is my high school best friend's store that he owns and operates. It's a chocolate shop that's been there for 100 years. They make the greatest thing ever called chippers, which are chocolate potato chips. They're great. Whoa. Chippers are great. Which, like, if you guys came up here, I would say we have to get you chippers. That's just part of it. I think that's just the courthouse. All those like shots of the river, two rivers connecting, that is literally from like a block away from my house. Yeah, this is basically where I live. This is my town. That's Grand Forks and East Grand Forks.
I like that, man. It's a very small town feel. I like that.
Yeah, I love it. I love my town. That's actually literally only a piece of it. That's actually like only a piece of where I live. That is the downtown area. Like, that's it. That's just the downtown area of both sides of the river. I didn't really venture too deep into the Point, which is the neighborhood that I live. And they call it the Point because I was filming on the Point, which is where the two rivers meet.
Fair.
So it's called the Point. That's the South End ECF. I didn't film too deep in. There's not a lot to see in East Grand Forks. I only filmed a little bit. Downtown Grand Forks is really beautiful. It's very pretty. UND is actually a really beautiful campus to go film, but I also don't want to get sued by the University of North Dakota for stealing shots, which I don't think they would. I've definitely taken photos on there without asking them before, so I probably could just go and shoot footage of the campus without getting in trouble. But they have a very beautiful campus. I also filmed the Alaris Center, but that's just like a giant concert venue, and I don't really know why that would make much sense except to be like, look where this is set. Like, that's all the purpose of that, and the Ralph would serve, except the Ralph is a beautiful looking building. So yeah, I like my town. I like it. A lot of cool stuff to film. I'm very proud of those opening credits in terms of like visually, just the shots that I got. I thought it was pretty cool, just to establish autumn and shit like that. So yeah, that's the opening minute and a half of Last Days, which comes out no idea. I have to figure out, am I going to sit on this one for a long time and just try and get it into a bunch of festivals? Or do I do what I did with Writer's Room and release it and just put in whatever festivals will accept it, even if it's online? Because some festivals won't let you submit if you're public. Sundance isn't like that. Sundance will let you literally take whatever. So I might just next year be like Sundance and Fargo Film Fest and whatever else. Just submit a bunch. If it like is well received, maybe more. But the lesson I learned from Writer's Room is don't submit to everything. I've sunk a bunch of money into submitting to film festivals that it's like
yeah,
would have never really had a shot into getting in that one anyway. So you gotta pick and choose which ones where you're like, yep, that makes sense to go there.
Yeah.
So like Egan Shorts Fest, Fargo Film Fest, Dakota Film Fest, Minnesota Film Fest. Just regional, and then take your one long shot in the dark and submit to TIFF and Sundance and see what the fuck happens.
Fair.
You never just shoot to the two big ones and shoot regional the rest, and if it gets traction, then it's like, okay, then submit to more because people like it.
Yeah.
I also am gonna try and submit to Yellowknife again, which is a Canadian film fest that's kind of by Holtzman, because I think Last Days might actually get into that one. Because I think I not to say I think Writer's Room's bad. I just think Last Days might be more accessible than Writer's Room. Okay. So it has a better shot into getting into places. So I might submit Last Days to Yellowknife again. So then if it gets in, I have the excuse to go see Holtzman. Yeah. I can go to a film festival and be like, I'm showing off a thing I made, but I'm really using it as an excuse to see this guy. Because I got to figure out a way to see Holtzman. Like, Holtzman's like the only guy in our friend group now that I haven't met in person. Like, of all my main peeps. I mean, obviously, like the people who are in the country, I should say, because like, or in the continent, I should say. That also doesn't work. I'm trying to find a way to make the qualifier so I don't like have to be like, Nazario, obviously, I can't get to Panama. Like, I can't. But Nazario is, like, one of the people that I would say in my, like, immediate major friend group that I haven't met. That's, like, Nazario and Holtzman and, like, Brooklyn are, like, the three international people where it's, like, I could probably see you, but I have no idea how or when. I have to, like, call all the Canadians.
That he was going to try eventually. Now that he has a job, it might be more feasible to take a vacation to LA one time, and if he does, that's the ultimate chance. That's the only chance I got at that point.
If we're going, my thing is, what I want to do is I want to organize a massive group trip to LA, with a bunch of people in this community. Like I want to see as many people as we can get that are like in the immediate friend circle of like Cody, Tim, Tuig, Boltman, you guys, like the people that like we're like friends with, and see how many of us can actually get out for an LA trip, like go to Disneyland, go to like the Hollywood Boulevard, go to Griffith, go to Universal, go to the beach, go do shit in LA. I don't know how many people would actually be interested in going and doing that as a group trip, but I think that's something that's like a wild dream that I'm like, that would be the ultimate. Like that's the ultimate one, is to try and get everyone to go to LA for a trip. Because I've been to Madison, I've been to Milwaukee, I've been to Des Moines 3 times now. I've been everywhere with this group. We've all been to Minneapolis now. Like we've all been pretty much all over the Midwest with each other at this point. They've been to Kansas City as a group. It's like, I just kind of want to find a way to do something that's not in the Midwest that we go.
Big, yeah.
I think all of us doing. Chicago was like really big. Like that's still the biggest one I think we've done. Yeah. And I think like it'd be even cooler to do Chicago ×2 and like put a bunch of people together and go. That'd be cool. Get like Scully, Boatman, Holtzman, Cody, Tim, Tuig, Maggie. Put a whole bunch of people go. You guys.
Fucking Cody, man.
Get Lucas and Zach and everyone. Get everyone.
Yeah, dude. Get Lucas.
A massive. Yeah. We have to get 2 Airbnbs. But no, it'd be fun. Do something big like that.
That'd be a fun fucking trip.
Yeah,
that many people? Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like I loved the Des Moines trip for Doc's wedding. That ranks as probably my 3rd favorite trip I've done with this group. Like it's insane. I think Chicago will probably still be like the A1, like top of the list. Milwaukee was so fun. I loved Milwaukee, and obviously like seeing
Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'll always jump at the chance to go hang out with Cody and Tim. Like I love those guys. So that was fun. That's the last trip that I'm driving for though. I learned that fast. I've driven for every trip I've gone on except for Chicago and the 3rd Des Moines trip. Because the second, like I drove to Des Moines for the Oscars to hang out with Boatman and Doc for the Oscars, and then a month or 2 later, I drove to Milwaukee and hung out with everyone for like a weekend. And that was like our big thing. And then we were doing the big Des Moines trip for Doc's wedding. And I went, I don't want to drive 8 hours again. I don't want to do 2 8-hour driving days. So instead I was like, I have enough money. I'm going to book a plane ticket. And I flew. It was way nicer. It was way easier. But the Chicago flight, oh, dude, that was a nightmare. Have I told you my nightmare story about Chicago? Flying? No. Okay. I feel like I've told a lot of people this one, so I never know who knows and who doesn't. So I flew Grand Forks to Minneapolis, connect to Milwaukee was the plan. And then Robert and Tim were going to pick me up, and we were going to drive straight shot down the hour or whatever it is to Chicago.
Okay.
So my first plane is delayed because of weather. And I'm like, sure, it's cold. It's April, and it's 5 a.m. So, yeah, I get it. I ended up not getting on a plane to Minneapolis until 8 a.m. I was like, well, my plane was supposed to leave at 5, so I'm probably not going to make it to the next connector. So I get into MSP, and they tell me that the Milwaukee one that I was going to connect to obviously is gone, but you've been redirected onto this flight to Milwaukee. It leaves at 10. It's like 9:30 right now. So I'm like, cool. So I go, I sit down, 9:50 hits, and they go, well, we have moved it down here, and you're going to leave at 10:30. So I walk all the way across the airport to that one. Sit down, I have about 20 minutes left till that flight, and they go, this flight's been canceled. All the while, I've been texting back and forth with Tim and Robert because I told them that I would be there at 10.
Yeah.
It is now 11, and I'm still in Minneapolis. And I'm like, okay, it's only an hour-long flight. I'll keep you guys updated. 11 hits. I don't even know if it's 11 at this point. At this point, I feel like it's like noon or 1 or something. Like it's like pretty like late in the day. and they cancel it. I think I had 2 cancellations for the Milwaukee flight at this point. And I'm like freaking out that I'm not going to get to go to Chicago. Like I'm going to miss the first day trying to get there. I'm starting to panic. And I told them just drive to Chicago. I'm going to try and get a flight direct to Chicago because there's one that leaves at 1 and it's 12:30, I think. Yeah, it's like 12:30. Yeah, I think that's right. It's something like that. My times might not be exact. I know the first 2 times are exact. It's been 2 years now. I can't give you exact times. I'm sorry. For those who want the accuracy of the story. All I know is the things that happened. I don't know the details of flight times anymore. But like it's like 1 p.m. I get to the gate and I'm like, do you have a standby seat? I need a standby seat. I need to get to Chicago. And at this point, I start crying to this old lady who is at the gate. I don't mean to. I just start talking about my situation, and I start to cry. I start to cry. I'm so frustrated. I'm just like crying to this old lady at the Chicago gate about trying to get on standby. And she was like, I'll see. I try what I can do. And then I got on at the last second, and I flew down there, and that's how I met everyone. And I was like, sick. This is great. I made it. We're all good. It was a bit of a struggle, but we did it. On the way back, I don't know if you remember if you watched like Collider Live or anything at that time, but everyone got delayed out of O'Hare. If you were flying out of the Midwest, you basically got like delayed. But what happened is we did it the way that I was going to normally do it, the way to get in. I rode up with Robert and Tim to Milwaukee. They dropped me off at the airport. I got in Milwaukee, and I asked to get on the 1 o'clock flight because I was there earlier, so the 4 o'clock flight. They said, sure, that's perfectly fine. They switched my seat, and I got ready to go on the plane at 1. I'm on the plane, ready to fly back. Okay. We don't take off till 2. I'm on the plane for an hour. In the entire time that I get on that plane and fly to Minneapolis and land in Minneapolis, I've watched the entirety of the movie Blind Spotting. I don't know if you guys realize how long the movie is. I watched like a 2-hour movie in the span of an hour flight and an hour wait. And we finally get there, we land, and it's like, and I realized that it's like, I think it was like my flight's supposed to be at 7 or 6:30 at this point, and I landed at like 6 or 6:30. Like I landed half an hour out. Or it's supposed to be at a half an hour, and I landed like 15 minutes out. Like I did not have time to get across. And it's like clear across the airport. So I had to book it, got on a thing. They took me all the way there. I get there, and they close the doors as I get there. And I'm like, I need to be on that flight. I need to get on that flight. And they were like, we can't. Doors are closed. And I was like, shit. So then I get they said the next flight is a red eye. It's a red eye flight to Grand Forks. I was like, no. So I found a 9 o'clock to Fargo. And I texted my parents. I'm like, hey, in 3 hours, can you be in Fargo to pick me up at the airport? Because that's otherwise you have to wait till midnight. And so I flew into Fargo at 9 o'clock. So both ways, down and back, I had delays and flew in and landed in a place that I did not book my ticket to land in. Like I was supposed to land in Milwaukee. I ended up landing in Chicago. I was supposed to land in Grand Forks. I landed in Fargo. Yeah, it was wild shit. The flight for Des Moines, way smoother. No delays, nothing. I was on time, made it all of it. There was a 4-hour layover in there, but like I was on time.
God damn, that's wild.
Yeah, MSP is a good airport to be stuck in, though. Tell you what, that airport is massive. You got so much shit to go do. There's like all sorts of shit. There's some bars. There's some restaurants. There's some shopping. There's like a whole mall inside that airport.
Oh yeah,
it's a massive
when I went to visit my friends for Thanksgiving before I moved out here, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They had taken me back to the airport, and the flight was in like I think it was. See, I was so used to the LA airport that the flight was in like over 3 hours. I went, okay, I'll get there. I have to stand in line and shit like that, and then go through. I went fucking through right away, so I ended up being there for like 2.5 hours.
Wait, which airport? MSP?
MSP.
How the fuck did you get through security that fast?
There was nobody fucking there.
Dude, the day that I flew back from Chicago, I had time, so I left, went to the Mall of America, came back, and didn't think about security. So I almost missed the flight to Fargo because I stood in security for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, dude, I was in and out within like 5 minutes. There was nobody in line. There's like
You're
one
insane.
dude. I was fucking. It was just. I couldn't believe it because LA, you go to fucking LAX, you're fucking stuck there.
Yeah. No, I've flown in and out of LAX. I've flown in and out of LAX before. That's a day.
So
that's a day of itself.
And I went there in like 15 minutes and through, and I went, motherfucker, I could have spent more time out there. This is ridiculous.
True. Luckily, there's shit to do in there though. Like,
yeah.
Same thing with LAX.
Yeah.
LAX is like it's a city. Yeah. There's a whole city in that airport that you can go do shit in. But yeah, like I remember, I haven't flown in and out of LAX in a couple of years now, but I remember flying out of LAX.
They're now doing I don't know if they're doing it anymore, but they were doing construction over there, so it made it even fucking worse to even get dropped off or picked up because goddamn, you were fucking stuck with construction over there. That's ridiculous.
No. Last time I flew into LA and out of LA was like 2018, so it's been a while. But yeah, like flying out of LAX, that's a day. That's a day's worth of waiting.
I've had to do that multiple times now. It's never fun.
I download usually like 3-4 movies for the entire trip. I download 3 to 4 movies for LAX.
See, I have to fucking do that from now on because I'm used to having just my phone, and my phone's battery is usually shit. So if I fucking watch a movie, that thing's fucking.
That's valid. What I do is I do watch them on my phone usually, because it's just one less thing to worry about. And so I downloaded when I was flying to Des Moines, I downloaded a whole TV season. I downloaded the entirety of 11, 22, 63, which I watched all of it straight through, like over the course of those flights. I finished it like one flight to last flight. And it was like it was a good time. But like when I flew in and out of LAX, I usually keep 2 movies on my phone when I know I'm going to be on a flight because I need one for the flight and one for waiting for the flight.
Okay.
Usually, depending on if it's a straight shot or a connector. Usually, if it's a connecting flight, then I download 2 and an episode of TV. But if it's LAX, I need 1, maybe 2 for the flight because it's a connector. So actually, yeah, I need 2 for the flights because I need the one from LAX to MSP and one from MSP to GFK, or Hector or whatever the Fargo one is. So I usually download 2 for the flight, and then I download like 2 for the airport because LAX you are there forever.
Yeah.
So I usually download a movie. So you usually have to pick your movies pretty carefully about the airport. And stuff because if people see, you don't want to be like, oh, whatever. I didn't think about that. I was in studying for trivia mode, so I downloaded the remake of Friday the 13th.
Oh god!
And I watched that on a plane with one hand over the screen.
Yeah.
So no one could see all the shit that I was
dead bodies and fucking titties.
The dead bodies and the naked teenagers, and I was like, shit, I didn't think about that. But yeah, it was wild as fuck. I also downloaded like Swamp Thing and shit, and I was downloading like the different ones that I could watch for trivia, and I was like, thanks, Joe.
Joe Hip. Thank you,
Joe Hipsterson. Is that Joe Harrison? I think that's Joe Harrison.
Is that Joe Harrison?
I think that's Joe Harrison. I feel like that's Joe Harrison's name on Twitch.
I swear I thought he was fucking followed already, but maybe he was.
I thought he was. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like Joe Hipsterson feels like a Joe Harrison name.
Yeah.
It's not a shot at Joe or
Harrison.
not to be like a shot at Joe or anything, but Joe Hipsterson is. Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
It just sounds like a Joe Harrison name. I'm not wrong.
I like that.
There you go. But yeah, no, like when you're traveling, you gotta fucking download a whole fandom category for LAX.
That is fair.
I haven't flown in and out of there in a while though.
Oh man, when I went to New York,
I feel like that's worse.
It was at like 5 a.m. So I ended up my friend dropped me off at the airport at LAX at like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And there is still in our Criterion chat, there's still messages of me live messaging my night in LAX where I thought I was going insane because there were like certain times at like 2 or 3 a.m. there was like a random cleaner guy that just started dancing with no music, and I thought it was all a fucking dream. I didn't think it was real.
And that's LAX, baby.
I don't know if this is fucking real or if I'm going crazy or if I'm actually dreaming, but there's a random dude that's just dancing to no music.
We all did that on the Des Moines trip. Not dance randomly without music, but like we all live messaged our weird experiences at airports on the way back. And Scully and Albert went through some shit. Like I don't remember all of it, and it's not my place to tell their traveling stories, but they went through some weird shit flying in, and they were the other funny thing is on the way out, I'm the closest. I am 8 hours away. I was the last one home.
God
because
damn.
of my flight wasn't till 4 in the evening, and I had a 4-hour layover, so I ended up not getting home till like 1 in the morning.
Fuck.
But they all got home with hours to spare before they were on miscellaneous that night. Like Spence left at 5. No, Spence left at 11 in the morning and was like home by the time I was getting on my plane, And Albert and Scully left at like 8 a.m. and they were home by the time Spence was getting on their plane. It was nuts. And they were flying out to Atlanta. Like, they had to go back to Atlanta. And Spence was flying out to Carolinas. So I was just so irritated that they were like home.
Yeah, you actually.
They were home, rested, napped, doing shows, on call with people, and I got home at fucking 1 a.m. from fucking Fargo. And I was just like, I'm so tired. I'm so irritated.
How long is the trip from Fargo to where you are?
It's an hour, or it's only an hour from Grand Forks to Fargo.
Okay.
It's like there are days where I straight up like we'll go to Fargo on a whim. This family of mine, and friends of mine, my town of mine. There's nothing to do here, so you have to go south to Fargo. And Fargo's losing a lot of the shit that is fun about it because of the pandemic. So they can't keep a lot of stuff up. The mall there is starting to die. So we're in this spot where like Fargo used to be the place to go when you wanted to do real shit. And now a lot of like luckily their movie theater stayed because they have a Marcus, right? So they have like a chain. I have an AMC, but I have an AMC Classic. So an AMC Classic is an AMC that was a car mic that they bought and converted into an AMC. So it's just a car mic, but it has the AMC logo on it now. So it has none of the things that make it a good AMC. Like I worked at that AMC. That's where I worked, was at the AMC Classic. And that shit was like fun. But that's the dead theater. That's the jank theater. No one would come to our theater over River Cinema. River Cinema was the shit. You go to River Cinema. Even if our tickets were cheaper, our concessions were more expensive. I think on the whole, actually, our experience is a lot cheaper than going to River Cinema. But you realize why it's cheaper. The speakers get real blown out.
One of those.
Like,
okay,
it's an old theater, so it's like, but I love the Marcus down there. So I'll drive the hour to go see a movie that won't be coming up here because they'll have it at the Marcus, and I'll just go watch it at the Marcus. One of the things that I did, you'll be proud of me, is Jay and Silent Bob Reboot was only playing as a double feature with Strike Back at the Marcus. I did that double feature. I did that double feature as well. So I went down and I spent like 3 hours at the Marcus watching Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. And holy fuck, that was one of my favorite theater experiences I've had. I loved watching those. Trying to think of all the other ones I've watched there. I watched Annette there this year. That's the only time I think this year that I've watched a movie at Marcus. Because, it was all closed for most of the year. And it finally opened up again not too long ago. And I finally got to go, saw Annette. Annette was bad. But I saw a movie at a Marcus. Saw
in my hometown there because in my city they have 2 theaters. It's a pretty fucking big city. They have 2 theaters there, but then in the city right below called Ontario, they have a mall there with Adwares and AMC. So in my city, which is like a 15-minute difference, like from that theater to Ontario, they used to have an Edwards when I was a little kid. And I saw Jurassic Park there. I saw Independence Day there. And they had these. It was like a fucking ultimate theater, man. They had red drapes that fucking opened up.
That's cool.
It would look badass. And then it closed down and they turned it into a church. And it's been a church ever since then. And I was so fucking bummed out because this was like the ultimate theater. Then you go down to the Edwards in Ontario, just like any other fucking Edwards, man. It's part of the mall. It's like attached to the mall and shit. So they have that. And then they had another theater that was that I think when the church theater closed, Edwards was brought to that theater, which was across the street. And then it shut down within a year and changed to like a family brand. And the family brand was it was like that type of theater where the speakers would blow out. Like inside it looked pretty fucking cool. 2 stories. They had a big ass subway movie posters that would surround the place, but then like the seating was fucking terrible. Janky sitting that if you sat down, it looked like you were gonna fucking fall on your ass every time. Speakers were shit. But I miss that fucking Edwards theater. I wish that they would fucking open it back up because I don't even think the church is technically there anymore. I think it's just abandoned and has just stayed as a church. But goddamn, man, it was so fucking cool.
I'd never heard of Edwards until right now. I didn't know it was like a chain.
It's Regal. Regal.
Oh,
is
Regal.
Edwards. Yeah, Regal was technically Edwards in California, and I think Arizona it's technically Edwards as well, but it's technically Regal. Regal's a big name.
Okay, it's like the thing that Carmike was then is where like Carmike was big in the Midwest, and then AMC was like not anymore because y'all suck.
Yeah,
Carmike sucked. Like they were not good. But that used to be all we had was a Carmike, and then someone was like, "Hey, what if I opened up a movie theater independently of any other chain and played whatever I wanted?" And I was like, "Yes," and that's River Cinema. So yeah. You went to you've been to Disneyland, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Downtown Disney used to have that movie theater.
Yes.
I went to that movie theater on the last day that it was open without knowing it was the last day that it was going to be open.
Oh hell yeah.
Back in 2018, we wanted to go see a movie while we stayed not far from Disneyland. Like we weren't in a Disneyland resort or any of that bullshit, but we were in a hotel not too far. And we wanted to go see a movie. So we literally went down to Disney, walked through downtown Disney to the movie theater. I went and saw Incredibles 2 in IMAX. And it ended up being the last day that theater was open. We didn't know about it. Like that was kind of wild. So I saw that on last day. And I also I also rode the Jurassic Park ride 80 times at Universal. And it was the last day that it was open before they turned into Jurassic World.
I was there the second to last day at Universal riding the Jurassic Park ride.
You know what's funny then? Is that we were there within 24 hours of each other.
God damn.
We didn't know each other that well back then. It was 2018.
That's true. We didn't.
It was 2018. I was barely in the community. We had just started Multiplex when I went on that trip.
That is
like
true,
Multiplex had started, and we were about 2 weeks into uploads and like things. And I went on my vacation, and on that vacation, the Jessica Morgan thing happened. The Jessica Morgan versus Kane McMillan match came out.
Oh shit!
And we were like, "Oh shit, she absolutely cheated."
Yeah.
And that happened while I was on that trip, and we had to make a decision because not only that, it was that had already come out, and we'd already remedied it, but then she cheated against Jeremy in Warzone, and that match happened while I was on vacation, and then it was me, Kane, Tim, all of us had to make a decision in a group chat while I was in California, like in between me riding rides at Disneyland. I had to make that decision. I had to help be part of that ruling. I helped make that ruling from a Red Robin across the street from Disneyland.
And we had we chatted at you guys for like 2 years to finally make the decision on us to give us that fucking.
I've been on your side. No, I've always been on your side.
No, you have.
But like,
no,
it's about setting precedents for that, and I think now that precedent. I don't know what the precedent is. That's what Payson's job is. That's what Payson's doing right now. Payson's job is to figure out all the precedents in Multiplex right now. So he's making a book of precedents. But yeah, no, that's actually really funny then. That like I knew who you were, but we were at Universal at the same time.
God damn. Because at that point I had for like it was like 3 years in a row there. I had a pass that I would use because it was always a cheaper option than Disneyland, and I loved Universal more because of behind the scenes. And when I started doing extra work, I got to walk on Universal Backlot all the fucking time, which was awesome. And just love being there. So I would be there almost every weekend. I'd go there almost every weekend and shit like that. And then when I found out about the Jurassic Park ride actually closing, I went, fuck, man, I got to try to make it there the last day. I couldn't do the last day because of work, so I went, fuck it. I'll do the day before the last, and I'll go there. So I went there with a couple of my friends, and we just rode that shit over and over and over again.
We went and we did the big VIP thing.
Oh yeah, I've done that.
We went out. We did the whole tour. And I loved it. I loved every minute of doing that.
Yeah.
But I was not a huge fan of all the rides. I don't think the rides are. I don't think all the rides at Universal are necessarily like the reason why you love it. Like they're not Disneyland rides. Like, you know. But the one ride there that I was like, oh, this is as good as anything at Disneyland was Jurassic Park. So I rode that once, and then I rode that twice. I rode it 3 times, and then I rode it like 12 times. Like I wrote it like no joke. I think it was 8 times. Like it was the actual number.
Yeah.
And like it was awesome. Like I loved it. I thought it was like the coolest thing. And then we were at the hotel the next day, and I read the article that it was closed. That they closed it officially that day. I was like, oh shit. Wow.
Yeah, they had 2 rides and 1 show though that I missed completely. Back to the Future, which was taken over by Simpsons. E.T., which was taken over by Mummy. And then
Mummy is so dope though. That Mummy ride is good.
He is great, but fucking A did not compare to E.T., motherfucker. Fair. And then the Backdraft show, which was taken over by Transformers. I got to see Kurt Russell every time I went there because they had an opening video that was always him. We talk about it.
Like Transformers the ride. The ride was a Backdraft ride.
Yeah, the Backdraft was that show. Was that building? That was the entire building. Backdraft. Okay. And then they replaced it with Transformers. When Backdraft shut down, I hadn't been there because Backdraft shut down years before, like years ago. And at that point, I hadn't been there in a while. So I heard that Transformers was going to be opening up. So we went there to, check out the new shit. That's when I figured out that Back to the Future was gone. Fucking E.T. was gone. Well, what the fuck is happening? I was looking at it. I was like, what the fuck? And then I see that there's no longer Backdraft there. And I went, what the fuck is going on here? And then I see that it's Transformers taking it over. And went, this bullshit's taking over Backdraft. Are you shitting me? Like it was like probably
like gonna hurt you.
It's gonna
hurt you. Yeah,
it was gone in one day.
Yeah. No. When we went to Universal, the tour was like the dope thing. So we got to go. We got to go on the Good Place set. We went on the Superstore set. We went on the War of the World set. We got to see the Grinch in the Psycho House. Which now watching Psycho, you watch it in the movie, and I totally forgot that I'd been there until the end. I was like, oh wait, I'd been there. And then the coolest bit for me, I think, was the Psycho House was really cool. I had it in my head, and I just totally forgot what my favorite part of it was entirely. Wow,
my favorite was weird. The War of the World set.
War of the World set was really cool.
Fucking awesome.
No, my favorite part was I was like, why did I even bring all this up? This is why. Because they were filming that day a movie, and we got to see parts of it. We got to see people go in and out, and I was so confused as to what it was. And I remember the set very clearly as being like a Western set. And I was like, this is weird. I was like trying to figure it out. I was trying so hard. I was Googling all these Universal movies coming out and the slates and all the movies, trying to figure out what it was. And then eventually I was like getting off the thing. I looked at the bus driver. I was like, hey, just between you and me, what are they filming? And he's like, I'm really not supposed to tell you. I signed an NDA. But it's the new Tarantino movie. And I was like,
oh, shit.
I was like, oh, shit. So I saw them film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The Western bit for Bounty Law.
The Bounty Law.
The Bounty Law one. The Bounty Law set. I don't know if they used. I don't know if they used the same set for both, but the Bounty Law set was the one we saw.
That makes sense.
It was pretty neat.
That was
awesome. Pretty neat. I remember telling Boatman that I'd seen them film that set. He was pretty excited about that. He saw Hail Caesar though, so he's got that on me. He got to see the Coen Brothers, and I got to see Tarantino.
That is very fair.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Disneyland content. Maybe I just really want to go back to Disneyland, but like Disney Plus has all the Disney Plus, all that Disneyland shit out right now, and I love Disneyland. That's
I think I read today that they're making a movie.
David Gordon Green, the guy who made Halloween, the 2018 one, is making
Is it
Disneyland
about the creation of Disneyland or what?
Yeah, it's about the making of
Okay.
Disneyland, which is
I didn't get to read
cool.
the article. I just saw the headline of it.
It's a fascinating idea. Like, I love Disneyland. The story of how they made it is so cool. Like, did you know that the drop in Pirates of the Caribbean, the 2 drops, the first drop is to take you under the railroad, and the second drop is to take you under the Haunted Mansion.
Oh shit, that I did not know.
Yeah, and you are under the Haunted Mansion, and you are kind of out around that area, but the Haunted Mansion's elevator is taking you down to the lobby. The lobby is taking you under the railroad tracks, and then the whole ride is actually not even in the park, technically. The whole Haunted Mansion ride is technically out under downtown Disney.
Oh shit.
And then you come back out and up and into the house again.
That is fucking interesting.
Yeah, it's cool as shit. Indiana Jones is technically not all in that temple, I think. I think part of it is actually under Jungle Cruise.
That makes sense with how big that fucking thing is.
Yeah. It's actually, I love that. I love figuring out where things are and how things work. I love that. The movie that I don't know if they're still making it or if they're not making it. They keep saying Magic Kingdom is a movie they want to make with Jon Favreau.
Oh yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
But now they said because it basically was Night at the Museum at Disneyland was basically how they described it. And now that they bought Night at the Museum, I think they are now making Night at the Museum 4, and it's just set at Disneyland. Like, I think now they're just making the Magic Kingdom movie, but they're using the Night at the Museum franchise as the vehicle to do it. Yeah. Which is a really weird thing to do, but it makes sense.
It makes sense because they know it'll put butts in seats with
not only will it put butts in seats
and just the concept in general.
Yeah, the concept is baked into the concept of the Magic Kingdom that they want to do. So they just picked a franchise where that idea is literally the core idea of the story. And now you have a brand that is known for things coming to life at night. And you just take it to Disneyland and just roll. Because that's the thing. Disneyland is such a prime location to make a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could totally make a movie just in Disneyland as a setting. And then, like, it'd be so sick. And so, like, Magic Kingdom is like a genius idea. Because that Escape from Tomorrow movie is not good. But the gimmick of it being filmed guerrilla style in Disney World is nuts. It's like the movie is wild and dumb and really stupid, but like I watched it for the pure like, how did you film this in Disney World? And to see them just like they basically filmed it on a black and white camera, on a like cheap handheld black and white camera in non-smoking sections and anywhere that there weren't going to be caught with security guards. And it's basically just people talking in Disney World. And then all the real action happens in the Disneyland Resort Hotel, where they can film in private and not get caught. And it's like, that's actually really funny. Good for them. Good for them for doing it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Good for them for doing it. Like, holy shit, sticking to the man. But like, maybe don't make really weird ending that makes no sense to the rest of your movie. The ending just has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. It's like, what the fuck? Such a cool idea, though.
Yeah.
But I've been there, done that. That's basically the writer's room. The ending makes no sense. That's actually not true. The ending does make sense, but if you're watching the movie, you really aren't quite sure what the ending is, unless you're really paying attention. But yeah, watch the writer's room. I made a movie.
Yes, watch the writer's room. Let me bring up that fucking. Actually, I'll just fucking post it again. Fuck it. Where the hell did it go? Private. Oh, actually, I think I still have it as copied. So yeah, bam.
But yeah, no, the movie itself is really weird. Did I tell you, Mike? You probably saw the post. We are finalists at the Global Shorts Film Festival.
Yes, I saw you post about it. That is
we are finalists, which is really cool. So we made it into the top 10, which means when they finally decide like their ranks, they'll like say writer's room 8th place, whatever it is, and we'll get a place, and then I can update the poster as like 8th place.
That is awesome.
And update the laurel on it. But yeah, and then they will submit the award section to the writer's room on IMDb without me having to do anything. So that's really cool. I'm basically just constantly refreshing IMDb to see because I'm bad at checking. I'm bad at checking my email. So I'm just like refreshing IMDb to see when they make a decision, and refreshing the website and shit. So, and they'll probably put on the website
checking emails. Like I used to have. Literally, these are all junk emails usually too. So
yeah, it's always like buy this hair cream.
Yeah, and I went, what the fuck, man? I just erased all of them. But now something had happened a couple months ago where I have to constantly check it. So now I check it every day to where I only have like 5 emails pop up a day, and I went, "Oh, this is so much easier to delete than fucking 150 every fucking week that I had to do." Like,
Oh my god. Yeah, I should check my emails every day, but my issue is my emails is like at like I have like 15,000 unread emails.
Oh,
Then I hit mark all as read, and then I check and see if there's anything important, and then I hit star next to it so it'll notify me when those happen.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't ever look at my fucking email. I have my email so I can like have accounts.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, that's usually how I do it. Like
if I didn't need
trials, just fucking different emails, man. Fucking boop, boop, boop.
I don't want to disclose necessarily how many emails I have made, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
I have maybe 4, and I technically only use 2 of them. One for like any work related shit, and then the other one just for random fucking accounts for like Showtime and shit that I have. But I had like 2 others where I would just use the 2 others to re-sign up for the free subscriptions if I needed to watch something real quick. I went, all right, fuck it, I'll just use this email. I haven't used that one. Bam. Got it.
That's how I do it. Is now at this point. At this point, though, I've been doing that since I was 15. So now I'm 6 years deep into just constantly making, because I use it and then I use it for each service, and then when it's out, I basically just junk it. I don't need that email anymore. So I've done that a lot, a lot of times. Yeah. So I only have like 1 email that I really use. I look at the multiplex email sometimes, like just for the Twitch update reports.
Oh, yeah, Lucas and Zach have their own email for the Lucas and Zach podcast. It's badass.
Yeah, it's badass.
Legitimate email.
It's almost like that they're like a real podcast.
Yeah, an actual legitimate.
They're trying. They could be like, honestly, like I think their podcast's great. And they haven't asked me on in a while, which makes me feel like I blew up some relationship somewhere with the Husavik or the Oscars thing. I haven't been on since the Oscars actually, so it's been a while. What did I do wrong, Lucas? I hurt you.
Yeah, I just
was it logging the Marvel shows on Letterboxd? Is that what made you mad at me?
Probably what it was.
I'm sorry.
Which is so hilarious that they give you so much shit, but deep inside,
I'm not the only one.
I've rated like not shows. I rate limited series like Band of Brothers.
Yeah, I rank limited series.
Like shorts. Like all the
I do shorts also,
yeah, and shit like that, but they never see that because they're so used to me just saying it's a great fucking movie. It's a good. Nobody clicks on my shit no more because they know it's coming. So I get away with doing that shit. Be like,
I just need to fucking do. I just have to fucking make. I don't know, man. I like it, or I don't know, man. I didn't like it for every single one. And then they'll stop reading my reviews and they'll leave me alone. But like that's the thing that frustrates me is I'm not the only one, but they choose me. Nazario fucking does it. You do it.
Does.
Like everyone does it except for Cody and Lucas and Zach. And there's such I don't get it. Letterboxd is a social media app. Don't take it so seriously. Relax
like,
a little
I get
bit.
Zach's thing because Zach's been there since the fucking beginning.
Oh,
so
sure, I get it.
Yeah, so I get Zach, but the rest of them, yeah, like fucking Cody. I had Cody on the line for like 6 months of looking at my shit because going maybe this time he'll write something different. Nope, same fucking thing he wrote last time. Maybe this time he'll write something. Nope, same fucking thing. And he goes like, just keep clicking.
It's like watching a TV show that you think something's going to happen on because someone's told you something will happen at some point. And you just keep watching it, even though you don't like it. You just keep watching it to see if something happens, and then you think, oh, the episode that I finally stopped watching is the episode where something happens. So you just keep watching it.
Movie games because Nazario went. I need you to write an actual review for one of your things because we're going to use it in movie games and fuck these people over. I went, all right, fuck it. So I did it. I think it was Piranha 3D. And that's when Cody stopped checking after that. So when he saw movie games, he goes, what the fuck is this?
What was the review? What was the review? What'd you say in the review?
I said, oh no, I already changed it back. Fuck. I said a line from the movie. It was what's his face? From Kangaroo Jack.
Oh,
what the fuck?
Anthony Anderson?
Not Anthony, the other fucking dude.
Oh, I could too. Jake Whitehall. I don't know.
It's something like that. It was one of his lines that I thought was fucking hilarious. So I just put the quote and left it at that. And no one had any fucking idea it was mine.
That's funny.
And then I changed it back like that night. I changed it
What
to my
a
regular review.
what a fucking ruse. Fucking ruse.
I got a voice message from Nazario. Let's listen to this shit live.
All right, let's go. What's Nazario want to say?
Did you watch trivia flashback yesterday with Ethan versus Jake thing?
Oh, he's doing multiple voice. Motherfucker does like multiple voice messages. So it should have come in like.
Wait. What? No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no. I get texting like I do that too, where I text in bursts, where I'll do a new message for each thought or line that I'm doing. But to do a separate voice message for one continuous thought.
I don't know if it's
sociopathic behavior
or something, but it'll sometimes go through like 6 messages for one conversation.
Oh my god, Nazario!
So I have to fucking
Nazario, you're a madman. I bet he's not even watching this right now. Nazario, you are a madman.
I think he's still at work. On call.
You would think that he would just have it on as like background noise in like headphones or something.
Right? He sometimes does. Like he'll watch a lot of multiplex shit when he's supposed to be working.
Right. No, if I actually worked an office desk job and I was allowed to put headphones in, I would probably just put on our shit in the background just to listen to it.
Yeah. That's
but
what
like
I do with Lucas and Zach at my work is I just put on the podcast in the background.
But I'm driving all the time. So like if I throw something on in the background, it's usually like I'll try, but like it's never enough where it's like, oh, I'm driving for long periods of time. I'm driving for 2 minutes. Out, back in, 2 minutes, out, back in, 2 minutes, out, back in, 5 minutes, out, back in, 10 minutes, out, back in. Like it's never long
I
enough.
Actually had to stop listening to a lot of podcasts because what I used to do is I used to just either go out to work in LA, which was like an hour and a half drive out there, sometimes 2 with traffic, or I would just take random drives for a couple hours and just listen to podcasts like that. But since I don't do that anymore, or I stopped doing that once the pandemic hit, I couldn't get through any podcasts because if I was home, I was watching movies. So I wasn't listening to shit. I was watching movies usually.
Right.
So,
well, no, I
unsubscribed to them. I don't fucking listen to you guys. I'm tired of getting notifications of it. I can't fucking listen.
Oh, that's fair. No, I listen to shit when I don't feel like watching a movie. When I feel like when I don't feel like watching a movie and I have shit to do or I want to do something else, like if I'm playing Madden. Or if I'm like working on something for a show, or if I'm editing or whatever, then it's like I just put on a podcast. Listen to one of those. I listen to this podcast called The West Wing Weekly, which is a podcast that is a week. Like every week, they would break down an episode of the show The West Wing, and I got to it about a year after it ended because I didn't start watching The West Wing until like literally 2 months after the last episode. So about a year after the show actually, and not even actually a year, it's more like 3 months after the show actually ended, because technically they have the bonus episode about the West Wing special. So basically 3 months after they uploaded their last episode, I found them and I just listened to them. And I started listening to it religiously all the time, even though it was done. And I stopped watching the show. I'd finished the show. I was just listening to every episode now because they are so funny and so insightful. And like, I don't know what it is about their voices, but it's relaxing. So I listened to the whole show, and I would listen to it for every long drive. I listened to it for the entire drive down to Des Moines and back, the entire drive down to Milwaukee and back. The 2 business trips that I took to Minneapolis this summer, I listened to them down and back. So it was like I listened to the entire show, March to July, and I finished it. And it was that was like however episodes of many episodes of the West Wing that there are, plus all their bonus ones. So it was well over 200 something episodes of podcasting that I listened to in the span of a couple months. And I finished it, and I felt such this weird empty void of, I want another podcast like that, but I don't like the voice of this host, or I don't like the voice of this host, or I'm not into that, or whatever. I don't like this topic. And so it got to the point where I literally I started listening to it again. I started the podcast over. I started the podcast over like a month or so ago. And now I am I'm at like the start of the 3rd season again. And I started it like a month ago. Cause that now has just become my background noise for doing stuff. Cause it's like that. And there's Kind of Funny in Review. But for some reason, I haven't really been feeling like watching or listening to Kind of Funny in Review recently.
Oh, okay.
Not because like the topics are bad, because like their interview series are great. They just pick a film series and they break it down movie by movie as they go through and they watch it and they talk about it. They break down the plot and it's so funny. The best one to listen to if you've never listened to Kind of Funny in Review is the Lion King, the original animated Lion King interview. Might actually be my favorite video in YouTube history. I have laughed until I cried because they are so good. Dude, you would love Greg Miller. Greg Miller, the host of Kind of Funny, is like a Mike Hadley guy. It's so good. He and Nick Scarpino, actually, you probably have seen them because they've played. They aren't in the Collider-ish community, but they've interacted with that community. They're not really a movies channel.
Oh,
They're more about. Kind of Funny is like a major video games channel. Like they talk about video game news. Like that's what Kind of Funny Games is. But their main channel, Kind of Funny, is about movies and entertainment.
Okay.
And it's more of just the Kind of Funny podcast is them shooting the shit for 2 hours, and it's like a great podcast. But they do in review which is dedicated to watching a movie series and recapping it and all that. And so I watch them. Josh Makuga goes on their stuff a lot. They're tight with Josh Makuga.
Okay.
So you probably have seen Nick. You've definitely seen Nick Scarpino before.
Yes.
And you've definitely seen Greg Miller at least once somewhere. But those two together are like great. And Tim Geddes and all of them, Andy Cortez. They're like a great group of guys that are just so funny. But I highly recommend listening to the Lion King, the original animated one, interview. And if you like that, pick any of them. Pick any of their series and just roll. Because they do MCU interview. And so that's their first one is MCU interview, where a lot of the jokes that they make today actually originate from. They've done Star Wars interview. They've done Harry Potter interview. One of the most famous ones is Fast and Furious interview. That's a great series. Mission Impossible interview. They do Spider-Man interview. They just finished Bond interview. They also just did Pixar interview. It's great. They're fantastic. I think they're ending this year with The Matrix in review because they usually tailor it to a movie that's coming out, and they watch all the movies leading up to that. So like this week they are ending Halloween in review, but they are only doing Halloween 1978, Halloween 2018 because those are the only two you need to see going into kills. They only watch what's necessary to the movie coming out unless it's a series. Like if they're watching Star Wars, they watch all the Star Wars movies except the Clone Wars going into it. They watched all the live action Star Wars movies going into Rise of Skywalker. They watched all of the MCU going from Iron Man on, and the first new movie they ended up covering was Black Panther. Like they were doing it building to Infinity War, and now they on-go it. Like they keep going and add the next movie to it, and they add the shows to it and stuff like that. Like Fast and Furious, and the thing is it's technically an ever long, always going thing. Like as long as there's another one coming out, they will then watch the next one and then add it to the ranking of the last one. They've done Back to the Future interview. Yeah, there's I guarantee you, just go to the interview playlist on YouTube for them, scroll, find a series where you're like, yeah, I'm in. Like listen to the Lion King one first because it's so fucking funny and it's great. And if you like them, then just pick any franchise and just listen to it in review. And honestly, it's a great companion piece if you want to do a rewatch of a series. Like the next time I do Star Wars, I'll probably listen to Star Wars in review as I go along with them. Because the episodes are like as long as the movie themselves because they recap the movie again. Okay. But it's one of those things where it's like if you watch the movie and then you watch, or even if you don't watch the movie, it's almost almost think it's better if you don't watch the movie and listen to the podcast because it just helps you. Like if I've tried doing the thing where I watch the movie and then I listen to the podcast, and it's like I just watched it. Why are you breaking it down again? But it's like it's funnier if you haven't watched the movie in a while, or at least like you didn't watch it right before the podcast because then you just listen to them tell you about the movie and talk about what happens in the movie, which then leads to tangents and breakdowns and jokes that are just so great. And they have like little podcasts within podcasts that they do. Like one of them is like, is it a wig? I don't know. Wigging out with Scarpino. And they just have Nick Scarpino who's like, is that a wig? We're going to rank the hair pieces of this film. My God. Or they have like, are they born in labs? Now it's time to rank those abs. Like they do little like segments within their own shows that are ongoing that have been going since like MCU interview because they would do it as a bit. And now that is like ingrained in the DNA of the show. It's like fantastic. It's a great series. If you are looking for a good podcast, there you go.
God damn, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Have you did you hear about the David Fincher news today?
No, I knew he was gonna make an announcement. What's his announcement?
They're doing a Netflix show. It's gonna appear at a festival first, and then probably appear on Netflix sooner. It's called VOIR, VOIR. It's gonna be film essays by some film critics. They're gonna go through like 5 to 10 minute episodes, doing some film essays. Drew McWeeny has a big part in that, I guess, because he talked about it yesterday. He was going, "I got a big announcement coming tomorrow. I'm very curious what you guys will think." And then I saw the David Fincher news, and I went, pretty sure it's going to involve both of them, and on behold, it fucking does. They got a trailer out for it and everything. The trailer looks pretty interesting.
That's weird that Fincher would be the one to do that.
Yeah,
that's
I guess
cool.
they started it like 4 years ago.
Who did McQueenie and Fincher?
David Fincher approached McQueenie and a bunch of other critics and other people to go, "Hey, I'm thinking of doing this thing. Do you guys want to be a part of it?" And I think McQueenie said it started like 2017. 2018, wow. And with the pandemic and everything, of course, that slowed it down. But I'm guessing they just took the last couple of years to put it all together. It seems really fucking interesting.
That's cool.
Everyone thought it was going to be like Game 2 or fucking.
I thought it was going to be Mindhunter season 3.
That's what a lot of people thought too, with Mindhunter season 3. That was coming, and then he goes, "No, documentary on movies." People had no fucking clue that was
I guarantee you all the Fincher fans were like, "Oh." Like all the people, like he was like, that's the thing. When you are someone like David Fincher or Steven Spielberg, or like one of those people like where you are your own brand, and you go, "I have an announcement," and you like, "I have an announcement." Everyone's going to assume you're about to announce either your next movie, your next project, but it's going to be like probably something connected to something else you've done. Basically, like I basically would have thought that he was like Mindhunter season 3, especially with him going, "Oh, I re-upped my Netflix deal." You're like, okay, more Mindhunters, cool. Like that's basically what you think. More Mindhunters, that's what it's gonna be. No, or another Mank. Or like another movie like Mank, where you're going to announce another big passion project of yours that you're making for Netflix. Nope. Where?
We're doing film essays now.
A film essay series. Good for him. Fuck the people who had expectations for Mindhunter season 3. I don't know if they do that purposely to fuck with people. Like, Steven Spielberg doesn't go, "I have a big announcement." He just drops it.
Yeah, he just drops it. Yeah.
But imagine if Steven Spielberg went, "I have a big announcement." The world would lose their shit and melt down and be like, "What's he making? Is it Jurassic Park 7? Is he coming back? Yeah. Is it Jaws 5? They'd go, "Is it Indiana Jones 6 and he's actually coming back?"
Yeah, he's actually doing it finally.
Yeah, and then he'd be like, "The BFG 2." And everyone's just like, "What the fuck? Why are you feeding Mark Rylance's ego? What are you doing? You got him an Oscar one time."
The old school Martin Scorsese documentary, it was Martin Scorsese on American Movies, I believe it was called. It's like a 4-hour doc on him going through like the history of American cinema. And I want to see one for the new age like that. Bring on someone like Scorsese, bring on someone like Spielberg, even fucking Tarantino, who has the vast knowledge he has.
I'd almost bring on someone new. Because like, when does Scorsese's doc end? What decade does it end in?
Fuck, I think it ended in the I want to say he made it in the 90s, so I think it ended either right before the 90s or at the beginning of the 90s.
Okay, so I think now Scorsese has detailed everything up to the 90s. Get Tarantino, get Fincher, get someone who has made movies that are like definitive to the last 20 years to talk about the last 20, 30 years of film and what's going on. Like, I don't mind Scorsese doing it again. I'm fine with that. Like, but Scorsese is intelligent.
It's smart to have someone new.
Right, and it's not like it's not a shot at Scorsese in the sense of like, oh, he's been irrelevant since the night. No, obviously not. Like he's like obviously he's made some of his greatest films in the last 30 years. He's made some of the best films of the last 30 years. And that's not a shot at Martin Scorsese. And now he's at the
TikTok star thing with his daughter. Yeah, which is fucking hilarious. Right.
But the thing is, like, I'd rather see Tarantino talk about the last 30 years. I'd rather see Fincher talk about the last 30 years. I'd rather see, the Coen brothers talk about the last 30 years. Like, give me some directors who have worked in the last 30 years that have made films that are definitive to the last 30 years. Like, that helped define cinema in the last 30 years. I don't know necessarily if Scorsese's made a movie that defines what cinema is in the last 30 years in terms of like where we're going, but he's made some of the best movies of the last 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
And like that's not to say like, oh, he's out of touch or anything. Like The Wolf of Wall Street, I guess, is pretty definitive of 2010s filmmaking. But like I think like I would rather hear someone younger, someone newer talk about the last 30.
Especially like with his like the way he picks his favorite movies is so out there that I fucking love it. When Crawl came out, he goes, "That's my favorite movie this year." I'm like, God, it's fucking Tarantino. It's a weird choice, but dude, I'm in it.
That's
Unstoppable,
choice,
best movie of the last decade. I'm like, again, weird fucking choice, but dude, I'm here for it. Like, it's so fucking weird coming from him.
Yeah, it is.
These movies that I'm like, I actually want to see a whole doc on his version of what he loves about it because he's out there with his picks, man. And I'm fucking
He's
here
weird.
for it. I don't know. I just don't understand it sometimes, but it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, he's got like a really weird taste, but he's like a guy like I don't like Joe Rogan or the Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
Yeah,
but I listened to the Tarantino episode just to hear what Tarantino had to say, and it's a great episode. Like it's a great episode of podcasting. It's a great interview. Tarantino is someone I can just listen to talk.
Oh,
about.
dude, anything. Commentary that he's on, and he at the New Beverly Cinema, they have their own podcast, and he's been on it, especially during the pandemic. He's been on it like fucking 7 times, just talking kung fu movies or like fucking straight to video movies. The dude can talk for hours, and I'll fucking listen to him forever. He could narrate my goddamn death, and I'd be there. Like, he's fucking great at talking about anything. He's just his voice and his passion for shit is fucking incredible.
He's fantastic. Yeah. He's so good. I would listen to like anything he would do. Like and like I need more interviews where he's just like talking about life. He's so good. But that's about 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I think I think it's kind of, you know,
Mike Hanley and I obviously could have a podcast. We need to do this every week.
Dude,
this is our Shoot the Shit podcast.
Yeah, this is fucking dude. This is hilarious. We don't have to have any shows ready or anything. We just
this is the easiest fucking podcast. We don't plan for the show. You just like, hey, you want to get on a call?
Yeah,
we just got on a call and talk for 2.5 hours.
2 hours before, just going, hey, you doing anything? No.
Yeah, like, and this just turned into a 2.5 hour conversation on life and movies. And for a second there was about Alexander Hamilton. And like that was the podcast.
It's like 5 minutes of presidential shit, and then we move on.
What we should do next time is like you should find a big president's quiz. And just like and actually just drill me with those questions and see how well I survive. Because this is 2 in a row now where it's like you've asked me some questions and the only one I missed is John Adams' kids. Like that's all I didn't know. Like I think this would be fucking. That'd be fun. I think this would be fun. But this has been fucking dope.
Yeah,
we need to do this like every week. Just the Coho and Mike hour.
We'll start doing it every week for that. It's not like I'm working.
We will, because Nazario had to be an adult and get a real job so he can pay for his Lego addiction. Like, so now Mike is like, I'm running a channel with myself here. Who do I talk to? And everyone else is like, I work a real 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Coho just works 2 part-times in the morning and the afternoons. Get him in here while we live.
Mike and Coho hour. I like that.
The Mike and Coho power. The Mike and Coho power hour in parentheses or 2.
That's fucking great. I'm stealing that for next time.
I love it. The Mike and Coho power hour in parentheses or 2.
Nick,
that's the show.
Thank you for joining us here. Joe, thank you for fucking following, man. It's fucking awesome. And
come back and listen to the interview on Friday.
Yes.
Interview Friday.
Go to the interview Friday. It's going to be fucking amazing. I'm going to drop the goddamn movie right after we get off this call. Thank you guys for listening. Coho, as always, you Captain Pirate bitch.
Absolutely.
Take it easy, guys.